Rebel cheerleaders now. Here they are, girls and guys. Is Russ out there? Gus? Gus or Russ? There he is. Wave 2 pom-poms if it's Gus. Wave 1 if it's Russ. You're Russ. He's Gus. Big round of applause for Gus and the Rebel cheerleaders, please. They've been working all their lives for this big night. And we're so glad to see you. Thank you so much. And welcome your Okanagan Sun football team. Okanagan Sun in the house. Well, we're going to be graduating our players here tonight, so it's going to be very interesting. We have 11 guys that are making the team. Our Westshore family, our raw team. So we're going to bring the team out first, and we have 11 guys. It's their last game ever playing that prestigious, honorable uniform of one of Canadians' best football franchises. And we've been around a long time, sports fans. I even seen Dieter Jaster in the house, one of our first presidents and general managers. Welcome to the show, Dieter. And the rest of the alumni out here, I want to welcome all you guys to the great program you helped build. And now the big night here. The two best teams in Canada ready to brawl on the West Shore of a brawl for all. We're just waiting for our Rebel franchise to come out here. Bring on the boys in the red and white. It's time to fight.
Good afternoon and welcome to BCFCTV.com. Tonight's game, we've been waiting for a long time. First place is on the line. Everything is at stake. Whoever wins this will host home playoff advantage throughout the BCFC playoffs. Paul, what do you expect tonight with such big things with such big expectations on the line?
Oh, this is going to be a huge game. This is the one that they circled after the win up in Kelowna Game 1 when they played the Rebels, and I think everybody's looking forward to this rematch, if you will, where first place is on the line, home field advantage all the way through, and home field advantage is from the standpoint of being at home, sleeping in your own bed, but also from a financial standpoint, you can make a lot of money for the two playoff games. But I expect a good game. You got the two best teams in the league. The difference, in my opinion, is going to be turnovers and penalties. And we know what the Rebels do with penalties. They own the new record for yards in the BCFC. So it'll be one of those tests that if you make the mistake, which team's going to capitalize on those mistakes.
And of course, the game in week 1, again, the Apple Bowl, the Sun prevailed, winning that game 19-15. Is that game too far removed, or do you think there's still some things that can carry over from week 1 all the way now to the final week of the regular season?
Well, I think some of it carries over. Obviously, your offensive schemes, defensive schemes, but the personnel have changed to both teams quite a bit, and I think you'll see a different first quarter for sure, is feeling each other out, trying to get the feel of what the new plays are, the adjustments to the plays and things like that. But the talent on the field that's new, that didn't play in game 1, is going to be the difference as far as trying to figure out what's what.
Absolutely. And obviously, with the Sun having a tie in the game against VI earlier in the regular season, that took away any point differential. So that's what makes this really a winner-take-all. No point differential, no spread needed to be done in a tiebreaker scenario. How do you think the Rebels will deal with the hometown crowd and the excited atmosphere here at West Hills? Was that something that you think could be to their advantage,
Absolutely.
or is that something that what might work against them?
No, it's going to work for them because they're at home, the energy of the crowd. And the Rebels are a very emotional team, and they get the crowd interference coming, and it's just going to be a roller coaster ride of emotions and actions, and it's just going to be a good football game to watch tonight.
Obviously, a fast start is probably what both teams and both coaches are probably preaching as well. Do you think that's more for the Sun for having made the long distance travel today, or do you think it works pretty evenly for both teams when it comes to a quick start to today's game?
I think it's probably even. I think the Sun are used to traveling, and it'll take them a while to get their land legs after being, sitting on a bus and on the ferry for quite a while. But at the end of the day, you got to play. This is game 10 for every player on the field. You know what you have to do, and just making it work.
Absolutely. And again, tonight's game, as we've mentioned, is winner take all. Home field advantage throughout the BCFC playoffs. The Sun coming in unbeaten on the season. The Rebels just the one blemish in week 1. Do you think there's any animosity or any long grudges that may have carried over from week 1, or is this too big of a game for anybody to have any of those individual scores to settle?
I think those grudges started in 1998 when Coach John Karlicki took the team and he went up there and beat the Sun. I think that started a rivalry that continues today. They have very good games against each other, and there is not a lot of love between those two clubs. And I think everybody understands the importance of a game like this. And when you're playing, you're probably your closest rival, you're the rival in the league. You get a little more fired up for that. And you get long memories.
Do you think the schedule makers did an okay job having this game last on the schedule this year?
Oh, absolutely.
Should we tip our hats to Dino for that schedule making? Or?
Yeah, it was the way Dino put it together. It rolled out pretty good. And if the game this afternoon, with Langley losing last week, took that third, fourth battle away, but this one tonight for 1-2 is going to be pretty awesome. Absolutely.
Once again, we thank you for joining us on BCFCTV.com, and we look forward to an exciting game. We expect a big crowd, and we welcome you and thank you for joining us to tonight's broadcast.
We've got a big ceremony coming up right here, right now. There's some more excitement. Please rise. Sports fans, and join Lori, Green Frank in singing our national anthem. Well, you might as well stay on your feet here because we got something that supersedes that portion right here. We have to do this announcement first before we can do that. So will you please welcome our celebrities here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for these guys. The Premier of the province and the Mayor of the #1 city in Canada, Mr. Stuart Young, and our Premier John Horgan. Stand your ovation, John. Or is it for Stu? Who knows? Stadium. Here we go, sports fans. Hello.
Welcome, Rebel Nation. Thanks for coming out tonight. I just wanted to have a big thank you here. First of all, not only are we blessed to live in the greatest city in BC, in Langford, but thanks to some great work that our local mayor and council have done, we got the best stadium in BC as well. So I want to send us. I'd like to just send a special thank you to the City of Langford, the staff, for the great job they've done, the staff at City Center Park here, getting this facility ready for us every week. So a big thank you to them, and then I'll turn it over to our Mayor, Stuart Young. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Again, thank you guys for coming out and supporting youth sports here in the great city of Langford. We're here today because without facilities, as we talked about earlier, you wouldn't be able to have these great events that we have here where you guys are coming out and enjoying such great football, world-class rugby. How about those women's sevens with the Olympic gold medal? They play here, you guys see them here. That's why we build these facilities. And what we're doing here today is this is a brand new field, $800,000. And what we're doing is making sure that we have the best facilities for our youth to practice at. And this field is one of the only 3 in Canada that you can play international rugby on and year-round. Who wants snow in Ontario, correct? So big round of applause for the City of Langford, the council, and all of you fans out here for supporting sports in this community. That's why we as politicians can build these facilities and do this for our community. So a little later on, we're going to have a little bit of a ribbon cutting here. But I want to make sure that we all understand the importance of relationships. And I have to tell you, the gentleman beside here I've known for 30 years. He lives in your community, and he's one of the biggest sports fans that I know in politics. What do? You're dealing with, you're putting jerseys on with the Shamrocks. He's, yeah, we hear that. He's here for the rugby games, and he's here tonight. It's a big province that he has to run. And he's here with his wife, and he takes time out of his busy schedule to come to his community and support the sports in our community. Big round of applause for this crazy guy here that's sports crazy, just like all of you guys in the city of Langford. John, here you go.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks, everybody. It's great to be here with 2 of the best franchises in the league, Okanagan and the Running Rebels. It's going to be a spectacular end to a great season. The winner tonight, of course, home field advantage. We want to be back here, brothers. We want to be back here for the playoffs. No pressure. But to the Okanagan Sun, the Premier of British Columbia, I wish you all the best. But I got to say, I live around the corner. This is my team. Go Rebels! Let's have a great night.
Couple of scissors. All right. 1, 2, 3. We declare the field officially open. Enjoy the game tonight. Thank you. Oh, hold on. We have a bit of a sideshow here. John is going to throw the ball. I'm supposed to catch it just for a bit of a ceremonial thing, and we're going to present John here with his very own Rebels jersey. So he's going to throw that on and show us his arm. Right, John?
You want to see a victory dance too, John, after you get that thing on. No penalties this year.
We've seen Stu kick field goals, but he tells me he can run a pattern here as well. So. Sit.
Thank you once again to Superfoot Stu Young and John, the Hammer Horgan. Thank you for standing up, everybody, and enjoying the spirit of our Canadian game, our loves of our lives, and our people are here. We're going to sing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and love, in all thy sons command, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep and glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard.
Don't you just love Great job. Here come our officials for tonight's game. Give them a round of applause if you wish, please.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of pure fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.
Good afternoon, football fans. Welcome to West Hill Stadium. I'm Tyler McLaren, joined with Paul Short, welcoming you to tonight's broadcast. The Westshore Rebels hosting the Okanagan Sun, the latest and greatest, biggest game of the year between two rivals. First place on the line. Doesn't get much better than this. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Electric atmosphere here at West Hills. Just an exciting atmosphere, exciting game, and one everybody's been looking forward to for a long time. Can it get any better than this, Paul, or what do you think?
No, this is what it's all about, coming down the last game of the year, and a decent crowd here in the stands tonight, and we just had the Premier of the province doing the ceremonial opening kickoff, if you will, cutting the ribbon for the field, which is brand new this year, open it up. But no, this is what a lot of guys, they talked about since game one of the season, the 1915 win for the Sun up in Kelowna over the Rebels, and everybody's looking forward to the rematch because they're both undefeated since that time, other than the blemish with the tie with the Langley Rams a couple of weeks ago, with the Vancouver Island Raiders after the Labor Day bye to the Sun, and it kind of boils down to this tonight, the 60 minutes of just getting after each other and trying to limit the mistakes and keeping your head going, but keeping the emotions high.
Absolutely, and that tie earlier by the Okanagan Sun that they had in the Apple Bowl against the VI Raiders, that took away any point spread differential out of the equation here for tonight. So it really is a winner-take-all game. Home field advantage throughout the playoffs. Ability to stay at home, home cooking, home bed, no travel. The both teams got to be excited and amped up for something like that with stakes like that on the line.
Oh, absolutely. These guys they're young. They're still very young guys. But when they're 9 to 10 years old, they were dreaming and playing football in their backyard with this game in their mind. That this is the coming down to winner take all. and they're going to be the best they can be tonight because this is what they've dreamed about.
Absolutely. Electric atmosphere here at West Hill Stadium. We welcome you to BCFCTV.com, powered by Remax. We've had the mayor here doing the ceremonial kickoff as well as the premier. It's not every day you see politicians diving for passes on the new turf here at West Hill. That was something to see, wasn't it?
That's true. Yeah, a lot of those black pellets were be picking out of his clothes all evening. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're ready for the kickoff here. The Sun will be kicking from our left to our right. The Sun in their familiar white with the orange and brown trim. The Rebels with their home reds and the white with the white trim. And the Sun will be kicking off. The Rebels will be receiving, and we're set to go. Ball's kicked off down the right side, angling out of bounds. Ball's dropped out of bounds. That will not be good field position for the Rebels. Perhaps a little bit of nerves here on the opening kickoff as the wind kind of took that towards the sidelines.
Yeah, it looked like the wind was driving a little bit that way, and then he tried to catch it in his hands, and as he made that, it bounced through and hit his chest and out of bounds at about the 11-yard line.
That might be a little nerves there, as that's not the field position the Rebels will want to start with. They'll be backed up deep in their own end. 1st and 10 on probably about their own 11-yard line. Slight delay here while we get the sticks set.
Yeah, it looks like the sticks broke. There's been a problem all year with the sticks here at West Hill Stadium that they keep coming apart.
Probably a little jittery nerves there on the return for the opening kickoff for the Rebels, and sometimes teams prefer to start on the defensive side of the ball just to get the nerves out and get the feet underneath them, and away they go.
Yeah, I'm sure that the Sun won I didn't see who won the toss, but I'm sure they did and deferred to the second half so they could play defense.
So Borton hands the ball straight up the middle. Good run against the Sun defense. That's number 25 on the play. I think that was, what's that? Was that
35.
35, sorry. 35 on the play. That was, my numbers are.
Aidens Horvath.
Oh, there's a new carry. He hasn't carried the ball much this year. I thought that was Innes on the ball carrier, but.
It's a good run, 14 yards.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, handoff again. No play action. Borton's under trouble, and he's dropped down. No, he did hand the ball off. Sorry. That even fooled me. I thought they were running the option off the left side to Trey Campbell, but the ball was handed up right off the middle for very little gain on the play.
That was a good little fake. He faked me out, too.
Great little fake. Not much gain there. I think that was Aidens Horvath again on the carry. Number 35 for the Rebels. We haven't seen much of him in the backfield. Usually it's been a steady diet of Trey Campbell, and obviously Scott Borton handing the ball off as well. Gain of about 2 on the play. Rebels will scrimmage on their own 25. Borton in the shotgun. 4 receivers to his left. He's looking that way. Throws the ball right down the seam. Had a man briefly. Good cover on the play by the Sun. Looking for Stevenson on the play, but it was well covered, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, it was a good pass. Just a little bit, maybe throwing a little bit harder than he needed to into the wind. But I also thought maybe Kane took his eyes off the ball a little because he could feel the corner coming to his left there in the replay, and maybe he thought he was going to take a little bit of a hit there, unnecessary, but overthrown, 3rd down.
Absolutely. There is a little bit of wind here tonight. We look down, the flags are breezy a little bit. Looks to be in the Sun's back here in the first quarter, but we'll see after a few punts here. Kent Hicks will kick the ball. Good kick, straight down the middle of the field. Simon Ice catches the ball at midfield. Not much there. Rebels very quick down the field, and Simon Ice is backed up. Probably about a loss of 2 on the play on the return by Rashawn Simon Ice.
That was good coverage. Number 31, Christian Buckley, was right on top of him. You can see in the replay here as Simon Ice comes up to catch the ball, the defenders are right there and just take all the lanes away.
Yeah, he took a couple steps back there too. I think he thought the ball was going to carry a little bit more, but made a good adjustment on the ball and came up and caught it. But Rebels downfield quickly, and Sun will scrimmage on their own 53-yard line, 1st and 10.
Good starting spot for the Sun.
Nick Wenman will be starting at quarterback for the Sun. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to his left. Slow snap on the play, under pressure. Kent Hicks closing in on him. Wenman does get away, slides. He probably could have got a few more yards, but he slid, maybe lost his footing there after about a 7-yard gain to the left side by Nick Wenman.
Yeah, that wasn't a bad play. Wenman he was obviously running with his eyes. I think he was a little bit, got on his horse because there was pressure coming from Hicks. But I think at the end of the day, he just said, I'm going to go down here rather than take an unnecessary hit.
Absolutely. Still early in the game, so no need for that type of activity. Thought he could have had a few more yards, but it will be second at about 4 for the Sun. On the Rebel side of midfield, Wenman in the shotgun, got Rodriguez beside him. 3 receivers to his right, hands the ball off. Rodriguez straight at the middle, cuts to his left, gets around the corner, finally brought down after about a 10-yard gain. Robbie Lowe's with the tackle from a safety position, but it will move the sticks for the Sun.
Yeah, it was an initial run, just to quick and pick up the middle and then quickly get outside. And Lowe's as the safety is just very, very quick on his feet, and he's able to read that play and make the tackle, but still a first down.
He comes downhill fast from that safety spot, has since he's come to the Rebels earlier in the season, but he's a force coming from his safety spot.
The Rebels have a lot of speed defensively, and it's kind of the Raiders had success running at them, and maybe this is what the Sun will do as well. They'll run at them a little bit.
Wendman looking downfield, he's deep, and there's no incomplete. Ball falls incomplete. There are flags on the field. Looks like for early movement, as that was well covered by number 3, Bandit Gandry, and we'll wait to see what the infraction was here.
Yeah, that was a play that I think Wendman threw the ball looking for Simon Eyes, and I think he had him open. He just overthrew him.
Was offside against the Rebels, so the Sun will probably take that penalty and be 1st and 5. They jumped early there. Jeremy Druin was hovering in quickly on Wendman, but he was able to get the pass away. So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Sun after the 5-yard penalty to the Rebels.
Well, it looks like they're working themselves into field goal range at the very least.
Absolutely. Wendman's in the shotgun. He's got Rodriguez right behind him. Draw on the play. Rodriguez right at the pot. Big hole. Rodriguez into the second level. Cuts. Penalty flag on the play again, and Rodriguez finally brought down on the 25-yard line. That will be enough for a Sun first down, pending the penalty on the play.
Yeah, I think the penalty could probably be an illegal block by Simon Eyes, number 1 in the Sun.
It looked like it was unnecessary, too, as Rodriguez has definitely got to the second level, and Simon Eyes maybe trying to spring his guy. Yeah, he was holding on the play. You can see on the replay there. Simon Eyes probably didn't have to make that hold, but he was probably just trying to spring his back for a few extra yards. Sandy Baines, our head referee tonight with the call, and it is holding against Rashawn Simon Eyes, number 1 for the Sun. That'll drop them back on the play. It was after yards gained, it looks like. So it will be still first down, but they backed it up 10 yards, so the Sun will be scrimmaging 1st and 10 from about the Rebel 35-yard line.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little bit, you can block your guy without using your hands, just getting in his way, but sometimes you want to make that perfect block.
5 receiver, Wendman drops the ball on the snap. He's under pressure, coming down, and he's buried after a loss of maybe about 8 or 9 on the play. I think I saw another flag on the play for potentially a late hit on the Rebels.
Yeah, I think that's where the calling. I think number 33 ET came in a little bit after the play, and as Wendman went down, you can see on the replay, Wendman's going down, and ET.
Again, emotions might be coming into it there, where I mean he's going after chasing the quarterback Wendman, but it is a 15-yard penalty against the Rebels, and that is costly as it will move the sticks.
Now, as I said earlier, the Rebels set a new record last week in the BCFC for the number of penalty yards in the season. And as a matter of fact, the team they beat was last year's Rebels team, which had the previous record. So
they might set a record tonight after this pace so far tonight early in the game. Penalties have been a problem for the Rebels most of the season. I know they want to clean that up headed into the playoffs. As the playoffs loom closer, that you play better competition. You just can't take those types of penalties.
Absolutely. Right now, as of tonight, that was their 172nd penalty, and the record they hold from last year was 182.
Wow.
And they've already got 1,637 yards of penalty yards, which is a brand new record.
So Wendman hands the ball off. Rodriguez straight up the middle, dances to his right, but brought down quickly on the play after a minimal gain, running right into the teeth of that Rebel defense for minimal gain.
Yeah, just a quick little hitter upside, and again, run it. I think the teams have had success running directly at the Rebels because they're so quick defensively that if you run laterally, they're going to track you down. But run at them and use your strength and keep your feet moving.
So 2nd and 10, we'll call it for the Sun on the Rebel 29. Wendman in the shotgun again. He's got 2 receivers to his left, 3 to his right. Blitz coming from the near side. Quick throw down the seam, incomplete. Looking on the play for number 83, Nate Anderson. Covered well on the play, and the ball falls incomplete. Just a little seam route that he overthrew, and ball falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, no, that was a good pass, just a little bit too high. I think we're going to see a field goal try here. I know this wind might play a little bit of havoc with it, but you never know.
We will still see a field goal opportunity here for the Sun. Looks to be about a 37-yarder, we'll call it, 36-yarder. No, we'll call it 37.
37-yard field goal attempt.
Sun looking to open up the score here early at West Hills, 5 minutes into the first quarter. Delay a game, I think it's a penalty here. That's not a good penalty. Delay a game looks to be the call against the Sun as they took too much time and will make the field goal a little bit harder.
Oh, legal procedure.
Oh, wow, sorry. Somebody flinched probably on the inside there.
Definitely going to make it a little bit tougher field goal now. This is a long try. 42 yards.
42-yard field goal now. Procedure call on the play.
So it'll be a 42-yarder. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, it's got the leg, and it is good.
Oh, good
The
kick.
Sun open up the score, 9:58 left in the first quarter. The Okanagan Sun on a 42-yard field goal open the score and lead the Westshore Rebels 3-0 here at West Hills.
There's passion for that score to the Rebels bench.
We welcome you again tonight, folks, to BCFCTV.com, powered by Remax. First place on the line here on the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, though. We had two other games in the BCFC. The Vancouver Island Raiders defeated the Langley Rams by a score of 48-16 at Caledonia Park. Raiders will finish up 6-3-1. The Rams will be 4-6 on the season. We'll get the other score here when we have a moment, as the Rebels are going to be scrimmaging 1st and 10 from their 35.
Oh, good start for the Sun. First to score. Always nice to get that to open up, especially on a long road game.
Borden in the shotgun. He's got Campbell beside him. Quick throw to his right. Got his man. It looks like, is that Stevenson on the play or number 9? That is number 9 on the play. Barana Yitna. He's back and he catches his first pass of the day, moving the sticks for the Rebels.
He was suspended for two games, so the loss didn't hurt the Rebels, but he's such a good athlete and a good football player that they're going to certainly see the ball in his hands tonight.
Rebels in the hurry up. Borden under center this time. He's got Campbell directly behind him. Hands the ball up. Campbell cuts to his right, dances forward, brought down after a good gain on first down, probably about 5 on the play, I would say, for Trey Campbell off the right side of the Rebels offensive line.
That was nice play. Nice tackle by Eli Haynes, too, on the Sun, number 41.
Rebels going to be in the hurry up. I think they're most effective when they are in this. They get their momentum going. 2nd and 5. Borden in the shotgun, looking to his left, throws to his left. He's got number 1 on the play, breaks a tackle. Deshaun Greenaway into Okanagan territory. Finally brought down right around the Okanagan 40, we'll call it the 48-yard line. First down for the Rebels.
Yeah, just a little stop pattern, turn back inside, and just to let the receiver catch the football, and good athletes always pick up yards after the catch.
Greenaway such a threat. He had quite a cushion there with Ty Kitzman covering him, but does make the play and move the sticks for the Rebels. 1st and 10 on the Okanagan 48. Borden's in the shotgun. Trey Campbell directly behind him. Option play to the left side. Very well played by number 45 by the Okanagan Sun, Hayward Beasley. Great play on the play, bringing Borden down for a loss.
Well, it was going to be an option play, obviously, to number 4 to Campbell, and that was the first look, but they didn't allow that to happen. As number 5, Cody Thompson, got across the line of scrimmage and took the option away on Campbell. So a loss of a down, a loss of 2-3 yards as well.
Yeah, Borden forced to try and get whatever he can on that play, and it will be 2nd and 12 for the Rebels on the Sun 50-yard line. Borden still in the shotgun, got Campbell right beside him. Passing situation here, snap, gobbles it, does get it back, throws the ball right down the seat. Got his man, number 10, breaking free, breaking into the Sun secondary, down to the, it looks like about the 10-yard line, maybe even the 5. That was number 10 on the play, Austin Lindo Brown with a big gain for the Rebels, 1st and goal.
Well, the Okanagan Sun like to play a lot of cover 3, where you've got the halfbacks going to the outside, and it leaves a lot of stuff down the middle and puts a safety on an island back there to make a play, and that's what they did. And Lindbrow just made the catch and turned it into a big first down, puts the ball inside the 10.
So the Rebels quickly hands the ball off to Campbell at the right side. Sun right there, stack it up. Maybe a gain on the 3 as the Rebels look to push the pace on offense deep in Sun territory.
Yeah, again, Eli Haynes in on the tackle, just making plays. One of the better linebackers in the BCFC this year.
Absolutely. It will be 2nd and goal. This time the Rebels will huddle up or take a little bit of time. Beck Fullerton had a chance to make the tackle on the last play, but Lindo Brow on the passing play down the seam just lost his footing there, setting up a big play. So it'll be 2nd and goal. Rebels on the Sun, we'll call it 5-yard line.
It's a good drive here. This is one of those series that you have to answer. Sun come down, kick a field goal. Now your turn to come down and make something happen.
Borden drops back, looks to his right. Now he's going to try and break the way free. Brought down quickly. The pocket kind of closed there pretty quick, and it looked like Borden had some room, but it quickly closed up, and the Sun bring him down.
Yeah, I think he saw the hole, but it just closed very quick on him. Well, they got a decision to make here. I think they're going to try field goal.
Yeah, Coach
looks like
Charlie
they're coming
Karlicki, I was thinking about it there for a second, but does elect to send in the field goal team. Obviously not a case if they did want to think about it. He could have taken a delay game and it wouldn't have been the end of the world, take the penalty. But he will send the field goal team out and attempt to tie the score up at 3s with 6 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, Kyle Clark, the kicker for the Rebels. His father, as a matter of fact, is the deep judge tonight in the game. He's the CFL official that has the weekend off from CFL games. So he gets to watch his son maybe kick a field goal here.
Gets the best seats in the house. Clark kicks it up, kicks it through, almost takes out the nice catch on the play by the camera guy on the scissor lift. Makes a great catch. That's dangerous business, but the score is now tied up at 3 as the Rebels, with a great drive, tie the score up at the Okanagan Sun on a chip shot field goal by Kyle Clark.
Oh, it's an important one because you want to, after you have a nice drive like they put together, you want to at least come away with some points, and it's a good finish to that drive.
And obviously keep the home crowd enthused here at West Hills. Responding with some points is a fantastic way to go for the Rebels.
Absolutely, and I think, yeah, it also says, hey, we're in for a good game tonight. Absolutely.
The other game today in the BCFC was the Kamloops Broncos 28, the Valley Huskers 10. That was in Chilliwack at at Exhibition Stadium. So the Broncos will finish up at 2-8. The Valley Huskers finish up at 0-10 this year, but I think most will say they had some pretty competitive games and made some big strides even for a team that didn't win any games this year.
Yeah, it's always hard to turn the corner when you've been losing a lot. It's very difficult to get that first win, but they did a lot of good positive things this year, so hopefully they build on that in the offseason and come back next year and do get that first W.
Kyle Clark with the kickoff. Connor Richard picks it up on the bounce, breaks a couple tackles coming down the near side to his right, finally pushed out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. Connor Richard, good return for the Sun as they scrimmage 1st and 10 on their own 41-yard line.
That is a good return. Anytime you get the ball over the 35, you're doing okay. You can see on the replay here as he cuts up, he wants to get to the sideline, finds his hole, but this, you're using the sideline to cut people off too. And
Connor Richard's been doing that more and more for the Sun. Such a valuable asset. Plays linebacker, plays halfback, now returns some kicks. So he's a true weapon for the Sun in every facet of the game. So the Sun will scrimmage, looking to answer the field goal by the Rebels. 1st and 10 on their own 41. Wenman in at quarterback. Looks to his left. Under pressure, brought down immediately by number 69, Jeremy Drew. And there are penalty flags on the play. Might be in the position of a hold, but I mean, it came through so fast. It was hard to think there would be a hold on a play when he came through that quick.
Yeah, I think they're going to decline this. Yeah, you can see on the replay here, the Durant just uses his quick speed to get through and beat number 70 of the Okanagan Sun, Carter Como, and that's a good sack. That's a very good sack.
Was a hold on the play that will be declined, and the Sun will scrimmage the 2nd and long here. Druin, the reigning defensive player of the week in the BCFC last week. Great defensive play here early on, making the Sun push back 2nd and we'll call it about 17 on the play. Passing situation obviously here for the Sun.
That was a big down. That type of play just starts to set the table for what you're trying to achieve defensively with what the Rebels are doing.
Wenman under pressure, scampers to his right. Coming, boom! Big hiccup play by number 21 by the Rebels. He came in, Marcus Brown came in with a big hit, and I think you're going to call the Rebels and the fans don't like that, but I think they're going to call that every time when the quarterback slides like that.
Absolutely, that was a headshot. He definitely went for his head. I'm not sure if there's a replay of this or not. Here we go. I think you're going to see him. He's going to make contact with his head.
And you can see Wenman knows he's probably not going to get the first down. He's coming down, and that's going to get called in every level and all the time. And I know the Rebels may not be happy about it, but that's a penalty, and definitely in today's game, especially against a key position like the quarterback.
Absolutely, and if that was Canadian or American college football, there would be a targeting penalty. He'd probably be ejected from that type of play. Obviously here the Rebel faithful not agreeing with that call.
Maybe they were thinking he was a little late sliding, but I think when you watch the replay especially, I think you could tell that Wenman knew he wasn't going to get the first down as it was 2nd and long, and he was basically giving himself up. And in that case, I think the Rebel defender has to know down the distance, and he's up there.
Absolutely, and as well, this level, you're down. It doesn't matter. You can't get back up. So once he starts to commit the slide, he's going down, so there's no sense even touching him because the play's going to end.
1st and 10, Sun. Wenman under pressure again, looking deep, looking down the sidelines. Ball falls incomplete He was looking on the play, it looks like to numbers at 77 or 87 on the far side there.
Yeah, that was a good coverage by number 20 on the on the Rebels, Nagoya, and he just was shoulder.
That was the running back, number 30, Javon Kakel for the Sun, running down the sidelines. Ball fell incomplete on the play, bring it up 2nd and 10 for the Sun. They're on the Rebel side of midfield, though, at about the 52-yard line.
Windman a little bit late getting back in the huddle.
Yeah, a little late there getting into the huddle. They'll probably have to be on their step to get up and snap this ball here without taking a delay of game penalty. They look to be set. Windman in the shotgun. Drops back, looks to his left, pressure again coming, and he's sacked again, this time by number 6, Kent Hicks, getting in very quickly, bringing down Windman, bringing up 3rd down for the Sun.
Well, I think the clock in Windman's head stopped because he was looking, but he had nobody to throw to. You can see on the replay here as he drops back, his clock's going, wait, I got to get out of here. But Hicks just made the move inside and made the tackle.
Rebels getting really good pressure here on the Sun early on passing situations. A little surprised. I thought the Sun would be able to handle the talented Rebel front 7 a little bit better, but the Rebels getting good pressure here, and they will punt. Ball is kicked to the right side. Number 3, Gandry misses the ball in the play. It bounces back. It's probably smarter to say it. Now he'll get out of the end zone here. Finally, after a good kick that worked out well after a bounce, Gandry picking up his own goal line. It does get out to about the 5 or 6 yard line for the Rebels.
No, that's not bad. You let it go in the end zone, pick it up in there, then get out. You get to the 20.
Yep. So the Rebel defense holds there. Again, they're getting really good pressure. I'm surprised the Sun haven't stayed on the ground as they had some good success with Rodriguez early, and now have kind of settled in or throwing the ball a little more than I thought they would, especially being here on the road in the first quarter.
Yeah, and also with the success that they had last week against the Rams with 330 yards rushing, I thought for sure they'd be coming down. But again, you want to answer what the Rebels did, and now the Rebels have to try to duplicate the last drive they had and come away with some points.
So the Rebels will scrimmage on the 20-yard line. Borden in the shotgun, hands the ball off to the left side. Campbell dances around, spins around, breaks a couple tackles. Legs are still driving. Finally brought down after about a 6-yard gain on the play as Campbell spun around and danced his way all the way up to about the 26-yard line.
Hey, he's a good running back. He leads the league in rushing, and you can see why. He's a motor that just keeps going, and you can see on the replay his legs don't stop moving, and that allows him to keep going. It's just his legs are drive. And
quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Sorry, Paul. Rebels hand the ball off, bust through, and do get a first down. The play has a quick handoff, I believe, again to number 4, Trey Campbell, as they do move the sticks as the Rebels go in the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, again, just up the middle, boom, get first down. That's all you need. Move the sticks, keep the ball, control the football. I'm sure that's what they talked about all week. You got to going against a good Sun defense. You got to control the football.
Rebels still in the hurry up as they're back on the line again. 5 receiver set. Borden in the shotgun. This time he looks to his right, throws short to his right. Ball is incomplete on the play as he's hit immediately. No, they're going to call it a catch. I thought the ball hit the turf, but I could be wrong. No, they are calling it a catch. That's number 23, Nate Skeed on the play. Minimal gain, it looks like for.
Yeah, see the replay here. It didn't look like it popped out, but. Yeah, I think the angle that the umpire didn't see. Oh, they did say no, it was incomplete.
I was going to say, challenge flag, if there was one in our league, probably would have been out in that case. But it will be 2nd and 10. Pressure coming from the Sun. Borden looks to his left, throws to his left. He's got Kane Stevenson. Does hang on to the ball, but he will be short of the first down after probably about a 7-yard play, and the Rebels will likely bring out the punt team.
Well, you can see the Rebels have been, this whole couple drives, they've been doing a lot of those little curls inside, so they know they want to keep everything, pick up 6-7 yards, or let their running backs or whoever catches the ball, the receivers, make those yards after the catch for first downs or close enough to, you got a decision to make it to go for it or punt.
Yeah, the Rebels did hesitate there on 3rd and 2 or 3, but I think the smart play here this early in the game is obviously send the punt team out here and then let your defense play defense.
Absolutely, and then the wind's picking up too, so I think, they're looking at it that give the ball back, hold them, and then switch in, you get the wind at your back. Field position game.
Absolutely. Hicks kicks the ball. Good kick right down the left-hand side. Ball was fumbled on the play, but bounced on quickly. That was number 38, for the Okanagan Sun, bouncing quickly on the ball. Kelton Curry, that could have been big trouble, but the Sun will keep the ball and move 1st and 10 on their own 37.
Well, you can see in the replay, he definitely had it. He just dropped it.
That's Simon Eyes had the same kind of thing where it looks like the players are having a little trouble judging the wind and when the ball's coming down. We saw it on the opening kickoff, perhaps a little bit of nerves there, but you can see it's almost like they don't know if it's to go back or forwards. There's a couple of players have had some challenges fielding punts and kicks early in this game.
Yeah, it could be something to do with the wind as well. It whips around a little bit more down there than where we're standing. Before the game, we're down there and we were freezing to death, and they get up in here and it's a little bit warmer, not as windy.
We're quite comfortable now here. Just as we say it, a little breeze does come through here at West Hills. We do have an injury on the play for the Sun, with a Sun player being attended to. That's number 49 on the play. Casey Piper just getting attended to. But yeah, it is much warmer up here. We've got just over a minute left. We've got 1:10 left in the first quarter. 3-3. Thank you again for joining us here at BCFCTV.com, powered by Remax. Great night of football, and the fans are sure into this. And it's a great atmosphere here. No rain, which is fantastic. And
now it looks like the main grandstand, so I wouldn't say full, but it's, close. But again, it's Thanksgiving weekend. There's some people away, people just, getting together with family and everything. And thought there'd be a little bit bigger crowd here.
So the injured player, Piper, is not coming off the field, getting help by his teammates, but we hope to see him back soon.
CJFL.org for updates and information. Or follow on Instagram.
See if the Sun decide to come back to their running game as we thought they might, and had success last week against the Langley Rams. But we will see what they do here on 1st and 10 on their own 37. Wendman in the shotgun, early movement. No flags on the play on that one. Hands off to Rodriguez. Minimal gain there. Does gain maybe 2 on the play, but the Rebel defense was very quick and jumped all over Robbie Rodriguez.
Oh, Durant, he is such a strong football player. And he just bench pressed his man, and he slid down the line of scrimmage and made the tackle.
He's not that tall either, which I think works in his favor, because he can get right underneath the taller offensive lineman and just push them back.
No, he's a load, that kid. He's, like you say, he's not that tall, but boy, you can tell by the shape of his body, he's a strong lad.
Robbie Rodriguez, the reigning offensive player of the week in the BCFC. Second and long, quick snap, ball out to Nate Anderson. Rebels quickly flow again. Chris Larson from his defensive end position coming downhill and making the tackle after no gain on the play to number 83, Nate Anderson. Yeah,
Macomba was there as well. Very, very quick, number 12. Very interesting. Interesting, those 2 plays the Sun just ran. And they got a punt here, and it's, your field position game starting to be, tilt in the Rebels' favor this early anyway.
Bit of confusion here as both teams making their substitutions, but the Sun will punt. 3rd and about 8 or so. Rebels could get good field position here. Snap is good. Ball is kicked right down the pipe. Good kick here, pushing Gandry back. Bobbles this one as well. Brandon Gandry looking to get on the ball. Does at the 20-yard line. Still bobbling. Now finally does the wise thing and fall on the ball and get your offense on the field, as he had a bit of problem there fielding that punt.
Yeah, I think he obviously thought it wasn't going to be over his head. And you just try. Sometimes your momentum carries you. You don't secure the football, it falls on the ground.
Probably made a good play there by knocking it down, but then getting on the ball was, I'm sure the Rebels coaches were probably just saying, just fall on it and let's get our offense on the field.
Yeah, and a change of quarters, and the Rebels get the wind at their back, see how they can move with the wind. The Sun had some success with it, but nothing that was damaging anyway.
So the score at the end of the first quarter, the Okanagan Sun 3, the Westshore Rebels 3. Teams will switch sides here. Good first quarter. I think pretty much what you'd expect out of these 2 teams. Both teams very good defensively. Sun, I thought, might have ran the ball a little bit more in that first quarter, especially without the services of Shamar Donaldson and Kyler Mosley on receiver. But we got a lot of football left, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and I think the Rebels feel a little bit better about themselves. They're able to get the Wendman twice on sacks, and they've been able to control the line of scrimmage a little bit. So they're probably feeling good. Now the Sun's been doing the same thing, though. They've been playing pretty good defense in this first quarter.
Rebels line up in the I formation, which they don't usually do that often. Campbell breaks it free off the left side for probably about a gain of 14 on the play. Very rarely do you see the Rebels with 2 backs in, but that time they did, and they sprung it off the left side for a good gain of 14 yards.
Yeah, again, the quickness of Campbell and his leg drive. He's into the second level of the defense even before the defensive line know what's going on.
Good gain on first down. They're still in the I formation. Campbell, a little counter play. This time the Sun, no, he bounces outside. This time he was trying to run laterally, and the Sun defense quickly there on the play. Number 41, Eli Haynes, dragging down Campbell after about a 1 or 2 yard gain.
Yeah, that was, again, another just run the ball to Campbell, but Haynes isn't going to let that happen. He's too good a linebacker. He flows very, very well.
The other thing I think, both teams seem to be having more success when they run straight at the opposing defense as opposed to side to side. I noticed both teams on offense, that's when they seem to have their most success.
Well, I noticed across the entire BCFC, defenses are becoming very, very quick.
Yeah, no question. Second and long, Borden throws the ball deep. He's got number 23, Nate Skees, behind cover, catches the ball, finally dragged down, thrown out of bounds. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty to Connor Richard. Big play for Nate Skeet, number 23. He's thrown out of bounds on the 25, and there'll be more yards added onto the play.
Yeah, he just got in behind coverage, and it was just a blown coverage with Connor Richard. You know, that's 15 yards on a very unnecessary and selfish penalty.
That's a no-doubter. I don't know if he didn't see where the sideline was or got confused, but that's a no-doubter.
They do have the two lines. The yellow lines are the football lines, and the white lines are the rugby lines. So, yeah, maybe, but no, I don't. They know. He was a little upset because he got beat.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Big play for the Rebels. Now they are deep in Okanagan Sun territory as the ball moves down. Looks to be at about the 10-yard line.
This could be the one that breaks the camel's back.
Breaks the ice and gets things moving. Rebels still have, now they are in, they've got 4 receivers to the near side, to Borden's right. He's barking orders, setting everything up. Campbell's behind him.
They got Ken Hicks on the field playing a slot back.
That's got to be lead block, and it is right at the pedal. Trey Campbell scampers into the end zone. Trey Campbell with a 10-yard run, making the score 9-3. You had to think when you saw Ken Hicks lined up in kind of a wing-back position, they were going to be running to that side, and that's exactly what the Rebels did to give themselves a 9-3 lead.
Yeah, and it was very easy here. You can see it on the replay. He just hands the ball to Campbell, and he just follows right off the tackle.
Sun really didn't.
Huge hole.
Sorry, Paul. The Sun didn't really move, and the Rebels just had more numbers on the right side, and that was pretty easy. He almost went into the end zone untouched. That's a big key. You'll think that Sun will probably clean up when they see Hicks in that position. He's in there for one reason, probably one reason only, and that's opening up the holes.
Absolutely. You got to use those guys. They're athletes.
No question. Rebels look to add the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is good. Making the score. The the Westshore Rebels 10. The Okanagan Sun 3. They got 13-14 left in the second quarter. And the Rebels break the ice on the touchdown department and now lead 10-3.
It's the long pass, and then you get a silly penalty, and then you score the next play. And I think probably at the end of the day, the entire process of that little series of plays let everybody down. Absolutely. You know, you score that easy, and you're kind of turning your head and going, what's going on here?
No question. The winner of this game, obviously, as we talked about, home field advantage throughout the BCFC playoffs, and will host the Langley Rams in the semifinal. For the losers, a date with the VI Raiders, who beat the Rams quite handily in Nanaimo earlier today. And watching a couple of these games, the Raiders, they sure played well today. There might be a nasty piece of business come the playoff time.
Well, I think all 4 teams that are in the playoffs obviously want to win, but sometimes you go into the playoffs and maybe the Rams are maybe they're not in sync and they just feel it ain't going to happen. And sometimes, mentally you're not ready to play. And I think for the Raiders, I think they really wanted to show that they own third place. There's no way they could take first or second, but they said, hey, we want to own this one. And also understand they had their quarterback, Jake LaBerge, was back after a couple games hitting around with an injury. So
he looked good today, kept connecting a couple times with Bryson Mayo. That is a lethal combination, those two guys. And they were sure in sync earlier today, connecting on a couple big plays against the Rams defense.
I'm not sure what the confusion was here, but head official Sandy Baines was talking to Sun head coach Ben McCauley over something.
So we're set for the kickoff now. Number 47, Clark, will be kicking the ball off. Richard is deep for the Sun, and I believe that's Rodriguez with his hands on his hips. No, it's Kelton Curry, I believe. But the ball is kicked to Richard, looking to make amends, catches at the 5, cuts to his left, makes one man miss, now up to about the 30, breaks the corner, does get around 35-40, and finally dragged out of bounds at about the 45-yard line, looking for a horse collar penalty, but doesn't get one against number 42 from the Rebels.
That was a good return. You can see he catches the ball there and just straight across the field. They created a hole on the left-hand side of the return team. Used the sideline, a good straight arm there, and I think he got face mask number 42 on the Rebels. Cordell Holder, I think, got a hold of the face mask. Excuse me.
There was a flag on the play. We apologize there, and it was a face mask. Paul, you are correct on the play. That's a big penalty, a 15-yarder for the Sun, and they will probably be moving close to, well, they will be probably into Rebel territory on that play. Good field position for the Sun here to open up.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those penalties. You know, it's unfortunate it's a 15-yard penalty, but it's not a malicious type face mask. It's one of those ones you're trying to tackle the guy, bring him down, your hands get up high.
Here's the 15-yard penalty for face mask.
Not sure what the confusion is here, but the referees are going to converge. Maybe they're just trying to see where he's brought out of bounds to mark off the penalty. Now they are marking it off now, and they look to be set. And the Sun will scrimmage on the Rebel 51-yard line, 1st and 10.
No, I think the Sun have to answer here. They got to come, at least put some drive together and make the Rebels start deep or come away with points. This game could get out of hand.
Pressure coming. Wenman drops back, throws quickly. Got his man right over the middle. Big hit on the play by Robbie Lowe. Such a force from that safety position. But the Sun receiver was able to hold on and move the sticks after about a 15-yard gain.
Yeah, you see the replay here. Receiver went straight down. He's just right down the seam, and the Robbie Lowe's where he makes a living at playing the safety, and he just lays the lumber on him right there. Good tackle. Didn't wrap him up, but didn't need to. Had enough force behind him to knock him down.
Yeah, he is such a load there at the safety spot. Very impressed with him coming downhill to the Rebel secondary. Wenman in the shotgun. Quick throw again, high. Anderson is able to pull it down. Good gain on the play as he gets down into the Rebel, deep into Rebel territory around the 17-yard line.
Yeah,
Nate Anderson just running a little crosser pattern over the middle.
Yeah, crosser pattern. He had Byron McKinnon, number 8, in the chase, and he was in the chase behind him, and he's going to be wide open on those plays.
That's a good matchup for the Sun, getting Anderson with the speedy receiver against the linebacker and McKinnon. They'll take that all the time. So the Sun will scrimmage 1st and 10 on the Rebel 20-yard line. Wenman still in the shotgun, got 2 backs beside him. Now Rodriguez flexes out. Wenman looks to his left, throws to his left. A bit of miscommunication as Rashawn Simonize was thinking one thing. There was a Sun receiver wide open, Rodriguez in the end zone, but Wenman got his signals crossed with both receivers. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. It looked like they were trying to set up some sort of screen, but obviously something mixed up there.
Somebody zigged when they should have zagged. 2nd and 10, Sun at the Rebel 20-yard line. Sun huddle up now. They will come to the line.
This is a big down right here.
Yeah, you don't want to be trading touchdowns with field goals if you're the Sun, so you definitely want to be answering this one here and hopefully get a score to tie the game up. Wenman in the shotgun. Ball swung out, breaks a tackle, going right up the middle, down to the 10, the 5, touchdown. Okanagan Sun, they do respond on the play with a great touchdown catch. That looks like number 27, I believe.
Yeah, Abdi.
Yeah, great little, once he caught it, he kind of just bolted straight up the middle and the seas parted, as you can see here on the replay.
Yeah, just a little swing pass to the outside. He cuts back right up the middle.
Robbie Lowe's over pursuit on that one, and that's sometimes what you'll get with a big hitter and a big player. Sometimes they don't connect, and Abdi's able to get into it for a touchdown.
Convert by Wagner here should tie the game.
Snap is good. The hold is down. Wagner kicks it up, kicks it through into the, well, not quite into the pond here at the far end of Westshore Stadium, but it is now 10-10 with 11:17 left in the 2nd quarter. The Okanagan Sun, good reply here, tying the score up after giving up a touchdown to the Rebels.
That was a great drive. You know, really, when you think about it, it was all started with Richard's kickoff return, which brought it to the 40 anyway before the face mask penalty. But they're able to did some stuff. They did obviously make some adjustments on the bench prior to that drive, just what they see was working for them earlier and what wasn't, and what positions are doing what. But we got a tie game in the game that's going to decide first place.
Yeah, no surprise here. These teams kind of mirroring each other again, getting a score off a penalty, and sure enough, now the Sun get a good return, like you mentioned, get the penalty. and drive the ball down the field, and the playmakers make plays, and the score is now tied up at 10.
Yeah, and you can see that there's been a lot of penalties. There's been 8 penalties threads on the field so far, but you haven't seen that little bit off the pile pushing and shoving yet. So I think both teams have talked to each other and said, "Hey, listen, we don't need those type of penalties or that type of play tonight."
Wagner squibs the ball down. It looks like Druin picking the ball up, looking to get what he can. Good return for the big man as he rounds the corner right in front of the Sun bench. Rebels will get good field position around their own 40-yard line as the squib kick went to Druin, and he picked it up and got what he could.
Yeah, he just a big guy rambling before Ryan Marquardt got him, and I think Ryan probably got himself hurt a little bit too on just making a tackle on a big guy.
Robbie Lowe's the injured Rebel on the play. That's not a sign the Rebels will like to see as he's down with the trainers tending to hit, look like his left knee there.
Yeah, it looked like he was pointing to his knee or ankle. But when you're in that writhing and pain like that, you've done a little bit of damage. But, you kids are flexible. I can remember when I was younger, I could, I'd cry a little bit, but I'd try to play.
Couldn't do it now, though, could you?
Oh, God, no. I cry when I'm walking down the stairs sometimes.
Great to see him back up on his feet. He is walking gingerly to the Rebel bench. Now he's getting some help.
Yeah, that's the time of year you don't want to have somebody of his ability getting injured where you're going to be missing games, because the next ones you lose games, you're out.
Yeah, he's not putting much pressure on there as he's helping off the sidelines.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a rest.
They will need him back and hope for his speedy recovery here. We'll watch for him to come back into this game when the Rebels defense gets on the field. They don't want to lose him for any period of time.
They're sending off Greenaway. I'm not sure why. Wonder if something to do with equipment issue. Maybe he's not wearing hip pads or something. That could be. Yeah, the head official just waved him out of the game, so I'm not sure what that was other than an equipment issue.
Yeah, Lindo Brow will come in and take Greenaway's spot. Rebels will scrimmage. 2 backs again, hand the ball off. Campbell off the left side. Big gain again, breaking through. Finally brought down close to midfield by, it looked like number 20 on the play, Tyler Going, but a great run for Campbell off the left side, bringing it for a first down.
Again, just a quick hitting play up the middle, straight ahead, keep your legs going. And that's what Campbell does. He just keeps his legs going.
And then, again, I stress the point. I think these offenses will have the most success, certainly running the ball, when they run right at each other as opposed to side to side. Rebels still 2 backs, Borton under center. Blitz look to be coming, hands the ball on a dive play right up the middle to Ennis Horvath. Nothing, fumble came out. That is definitely a fumble, and it looks like the Okanagan Sun had bounced on it. Probably had a gain of 5 on the play, but you could see the Sun very aggressive trying to strip that ball out. They look to have it.
Did they have the signal? Yeah, they have signal.
That's definitely, you'll see it on the replay here, that just a dive right up the middle. Breaks free, and he's driving his legs, and the Sun defenders, in fairness to them, that looks like 41. Eli Haynes doing exactly what you're taught. When your buddies secure him, you just come in and try and rip that ball out.
That was a great play by Haynes. Yeah, as you say, as you're taught. He ripped it out, forced the fumble, recovered the fumble. It's our first turnover of the game.
Textbook linebacking from Haynes, the good star linebacker for the Sun. They will take over. Looks like Rodriguez bouncing and juking and jiving for maybe 3 on the play as the Sun try and run right up the middle against the Rebels defense.
Yeah, 96 Leonardo Ingram got a hold of his ankle and limited his gain for a couple yards.
Robbie Lowe's not back yet in the Rebel secondary. We will watch for him as he gets tended to on the Rebel sidelines.
Yeah, taking his place, Eddie Nguyen back there. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's 26 Warmack, not like Warmack. I thought Warmack was not dressed tonight.
Sun will scrimmage now, 2nd and 8. Wenman in the shotgun, looks to his right. Pressure coming. Rebels collide on the penalty flags on the play. That will likely be a hold, but Wenman scampers free. Slides down again, this time no harm, no foul. But there will be a hold on the play, more than likely by the Okanagan Sun.
Yeah, definitely that'd be a hold for sure.
Rebels getting great pressure on the play, and you can see on the replay here, Wenman just had nowhere to go as Hicks and Larson and all these guys came. Druin kind of was in there, and all these guys just converged, and Wenman had nowhere to go.
Yeah, it was number 58, Matthew Robinson on the hold. But that was a good run by Wenman. He had the first down.
Sun now will scrimmage second and we'll call it about 19 or so, 18 perhaps on the plays. Passing situation here for Sun and Wenman. He is in the shotgun. He's got 4 receivers to his right. Perhaps looking to ISO Anderson, scrambling around, can't find anybody. Penalty flags again on the play as he kind of just tossed the ball shortly harmlessly to the turf to Rodriguez, and Wenman couldn't find anybody, and there'll be another hold against the Sun.
I think I'm declining this one.
I'd be declining that one and get the punt team on the field if you're the Rebels. A little surprised as the Sun offensive line is kind of on their heels a little bit, and the Rebels D-line is as talented as anybody's, and they're getting great pressure on Wenman.
They're getting tremendous pressure on them. They didn't decline the penalties, or are they?
Yeah, they must be declining this. 3rd and 18 looks to be the...
Now they're moving the ball back, so I guess...
Maybe playing field position?
Yeah, especially with the wind blowing.
A little surprised by this one. 3rd and 18 or 3rd and 28 or 2nd and 28. I would put the Sun punt team on the field, but looks to be a bit of confusion by the Rebels sidelines as they decide whether they're going to take this penalty or not. Yeah. That makes sense. So it is 3rd down. They will decline the penalty after all of that, and now we'll have the Sun punt team come on the field.
Well, this is a chance now for the Rebels to answer. The last time they put a good drive on, but it ran short on them.
Malik Womack and Brandon Gandry will be deep for the Rebels as the punt looks to be coming here. Rebels could get good field position here.
Yeah, Robbie Lowe's is back out there.
That's a good sign for the Rebels. Short kick to the left side, picked up. No yards, got to be on the, no yards, likely to call on Rashawn Simonize. That will be a 5-yard penalty assessed to the Sun, and the Rebels will take over on offense.
Yeah, it was a bad kick. It wasn't a very good kick, and the ball was just on the ground. That thing's going to happen. Your cover guys don't know where the ball is until they see somebody catch it.
Yeah, Robbie Lowe's, just watching him, he is going off to the sidelines now as he's done his duties on the punt return. A little bit of a wobble there, but it is great to see him back on the field for the Rebels.
Yeah, he's be a big loss if he wasn't on the field.
Greenaway is also now back for the Rebels as well, as maybe his equipment problems are solved and the Rebels will scrimmage. Greenaway comes to the right side by himself as Borden's in the shotgun with Campbell directly behind him, and 4 receivers to his left. Hands the ball out. Campbell, good pressure by the Sun, and Campbell's going nowhere. Loss on the play by about 2. As looks like 45 for the Okanagan Sun with great penetration. Hayward Beasley is causing some problems there and holding Campbell to a loss of maybe 1 on the play.
Yeah, Beasley got across the line of scrimmage pretty quick, but he was being held by Christian Kraus with the official getting called.
Yeah, a little water skiing there in October is never a bad thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Rebels in the hurry up. It will be about 2nd and 11. Borden now in the shotgun with Campbell beside him. 4 receivers to his left. Greenaway by himself. Little pump and go. Greenaway incomplete. He tried to do a little pump and go. Wanted a penalty on the play, but none will happen. And the Rebels will be 3rd down. You can see on the replay, perhaps, if we get one here, the pump was there, and Greenaway thought he could get behind the Sun defense, but Borden didn't really throw that with much air. He kind of threw a line drive throw.
Yeah, well, I think they read that something like that was coming up because there was 3 defenders there as well, and there might have been, if you get technical about it, there might have been a little bit of contact on an eligible receiver, but the ball was so far thrown.
Especially when you see the Sun defender immediately put his hands up in the air. That usually might tell you might be a little contact.
That's true.
As if to say, I didn't do anything, you didn't see nothing. Hicks will kick the ball, kicks the ball to the right, good kick. Deep is Anderson for the Sun, catches on the hop around his own 20, tries to get around the right side, brought down immediately. Nate Anderson dragged down immediately by about on his own 24-yard line. He tried to get the corner, but to no avail.
That was tremendous coverage by number 31, Christian Buckley. See on the replay here as Anderson immediately takes off to his right, and Buckley, number 31, just tracks him down from behind.
Anderson very speedy. Nice, that was a great play on the play by Beasley. Buckley on the play there, on the tackle. Great play there, bringing down the speedy Anderson, but the Sun will scrimmage 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Well, your field position here is in Rebels' favor. Sun have to make something happen over the next few downs.
Wenman drops back, throws the ball deep. He's down the sidelines, looking for good coverage there on the play by the Rebels. Nothing wrong with that coverage on the far side there by I believe it's number 12 on the play.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great coverage on the Sun receiver, and it's second down for the Sun.
Well, he was hip for hip with him, and he could have catch the football himself. But
the ball kind of hung up there a little bit, too.
It did, and then the Sun defender or Sun receiver had to become the defensive back to knock the ball away.
Again, the Sun playing without Shamar Donaldson and Kyler Mosley. Receiving corps still featuring the likes of Nate Anderson and Rashawn Simonize. Lots of talent on the Sun offense and a stable of running backs. Second and long, fumble on the play, bad snap. Wenman lucky to get back on that ball as he bobbled the snap on the play, and the Sun will be punting deep in their own territory.
Well, it looks like Abdi tried to take the football and might have knocked it out with his elbow. Because they're running looks like some sort of stretch play with search play.
Sun will be kicking deep in their own territory. 6:40 with the clock running here in the second quarter. Tie game, 10-10.
Well,
Rebels should get Paul Rebels should get very good field position here.
I was just going to say this is not what the Sun wanted, this deep in their end zone, because the Rebels will get the ball definitely on Sun side of field.
Low snap. Wagner does pick it up. The kick looked to be blocked on the play. Very, very short kick. They do blow it dead, and the Rebels will scrimmage with great field position after it looked like a blocked punt by the Rebel front.
Yeah, somebody got their hand on it. I don't know if we get a replay of it or not, but they did put a little bit of pressure coming off the left-hand side.
Here's the replay here. Snap was low on the play, but somebody looked to get their big meat hook on the ball there.
Yeah, we don't
quite see it there, but you'll have to trust us, folks. The Rebels front did get in there and block that kick.
And then they blew it dead because the ball just crossed the line of scrimmage and no sense throwing flags. Here we go. They put the pressure up.
Let's see if we can see who was it.
Somebody that was going down the ground.
Yeah.
Can't see his number.
But all in all, it's great field position for the Rebels as they will scrimmage deep in the Sun territory. Then Sun 19, Borden in the shotgun with 4 receivers to his right. Drops back, he's looking that way. Nobody open, pressure on the play, flags are down, probably holding. Borden still rolls out, throws the ball incomplete. Looking for Stevenson, and he scrambled, Yitna, and ball falls in harmlessly to the turf and likely a hold against the Rebels.
Yeah, he just held the ball a little bit too long, and then pressure got in, and then the holding call.
That was actually intended. Austin Lindo-Brow was close on the play, but the ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and we'll see if the Sun decide to take the penalty and push the Rebels back or set them up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think I might be pushing them back here.
I would. 1st and 20. Holding is the call against the Rebels. They do push them back, and it'll be 1st and 20 for the Rebels. Sandy Baines looking dapper with his pink flag and wristbands and whistles in recognition of Breast Cancer Month in October here at the BCFC.
Yeah, we got a few players with some pink on, and good on them. Somebody has somebody somewhere along the line that they know has suffered through breast cancer or lost someone with breast cancer.
Absolutely. So the Rebels will be 1st and 20. Borden in the shotgun. Pressure looks to be coming. Now it drops away. Quick little screen pass there. Underneath, the Yitna does break away. Decent enough gain. Looks to have close to the original penalty back. Maybe 9 on the play as Yitna just kind of slid underneath and got a good gain on 1st down.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just a little, it looked like they're going to throw a little screen pass to the right, and they came back to the left to Yitna. And then Connor Richard, who's just playing center field there for a bit as a linebacker, just, he had his eye on and made the tackle, limit the gain, not a big gain, but limit it.
Got the holding penalty back here, 2nd and 10. Borden in the shotgun, looks to his right. Good pressure, or good time there. Throws the ball deep, looking for Skeet. Great play at the last minute by the Sun. That was number 18 on the play for the Okanagan Sun. Aldridge Barrios making a great play as Nate Skeet looked to have a little bit of room in the end zone for the Rebels.
He did. You see on the replay here, Borden had plenty of time here to throw this pass, and he put it right where the only person going to catch it is Skeet, but Barrios made a great play.
Yeah, it kept Campbell in there to block too for max protection, and Borden bought himself a little bit of time as Campbell stayed in and helped out, and good protection here and had his man, and just good play by the Sun defender. Kyle Clark will come in here and attempt a field goal, probably that looks to be about a 27-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Number 15, Provo with the hold here. The snap is good, the hold is down, kick is up. Kick is good, and the Westshore Rebels extend their lead with 4:48 left in the second quarter. Westshore Rebels now lead the Okanagan Sun 13-10. West Hill Stadium in Langford.
That's what you want. Anytime you drive and you get into scoring position, you've got to come away with some points.
Absolutely, the Rebels were able to capitalize on the block kick, and that's a situation where the Rebels, like you mentioned, Paul, they have to capitalize to get some points there after a big play by their special teams.
And in a game like this, you got to come away with points because they're not going to come easy.
The Rebels, their son looked to be elected to receive here, and the Rebels will be kicking off. Richard is deep, and it looks like Kelton Curry, I believe, is deep for the Sun as well. Number, is that 27 or 37?
I think that's 37.
I think it's 37. Javon Cakel. Let's see if we can see here as he turns our direction. Rebels have traditionally been kicking to their left in the direction of Connor Richard, but we will see what happens here on the kickoff by Clark. Ball is kicked. It will go to the left. Richard better get under this quick. It does bounce on the play, but he picks it up on the bounce. Head straight up the field to the right. Good hole. Good return by Connor Richard as he goes straight up the middle and brought down at about the 36, 37 yard line, and the Sun will take over on offense.
Yeah, he just, I think, you get a replay here. He just straight up the middle of the field, and he saw Buckley coming and said, I'm going to go down. I don't want to get hit.
Wow.
Yeah, they will scrimmage on about the 39. It actually was. He got a couple extra yards there, but good return, and the Sun will scrimmage with decent field position. Didn't dance around, just caught the ball on the hop and head straight upfield and got what he could.
Yeah, that might have been one of the little adjustments they made. Maybe they just said, let's just get upfield, run straight upfield.
Wendman still in at quarterback. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right, in the shotgun. Hands the ball straight up the middle, busted tackles. That looked to be Kelton Curry, I believe. It didn't look like Robbie Rodriguez. We'll wait for the pile to kind of move here. That looks like 27. It looks like Abdi, number 27 for the Sun, going straight up the middle for a minimal gain. Maybe we'll call it 2 on the play.
Yeah, this is, again, just right up the middle. You run up the heart of the defense. And Ingram gets down on the legs, makes a tackle after a couple yards.
Fans get it into it. 2nd and 9. Sun. Wendman dropped the pass, flushed out again. Throws incomplete, looking in the direction of Nate Anderson, but the ball falls incomplete. He kind of stepped up and looked for an open receiver, but couldn't connect with Anderson.
Yeah, I think number 21, Marcus Brown, actually tipped that ball just as he released it. That's an important set of downs for the Rebels. They're going to get good field position here with just under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. They can take the lead here going to the halftime, add to what they already have.
Fans are having a good time as I think I see some pizzas being passed around the Rebel faithful here. Probably the last thing I need. I don't know about you, Paul. But
no, I had some turkey this afternoon, and the tryptophan is kind of kicking in, so but the crowd didn't keep me awake.
No yards here as Gandry picks the ball up, dancing around, and finally dragged down on his 30-yard line. We'll get 5 yards on the play as the Rebels will take over, probably on their own 35-yard line after the no yards penalty.
Yeah, sometimes it's easier to take the 5 yards when the ball's on the ground rather than let them pick it up and pick up 15.
I would like to wish everybody, speaking of turkey, we would like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving weekend wherever you are this weekend. Hopefully you're spending some time with family and friends and tuning in tonight and watching DCFC TV. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving.
5 yards, no yards against the Sun.
Fall weather in football is always a good time, and turkey is never a bad thing to throw in there.
Oh, absolutely. And you know it's a holiday weekend, so there's a lot of CFL football going on as well.
Absolutely.
Something to put the feet up with.
Rebels will be scrimmaging on their own 37-yard line. Borton under center, 2 backs behind him, Campbell included. Hands the ball off straight up the middle. Campbell breaks a tackle, dragging and pumping his feet. Good gain. Probably smart to get down here after a good gain as he looks to be maybe a yard short of the first down as Campbell just lowers his head and plows himself for probably about 9 on the play.
Again, just on the replay, he just takes the football straight up field, make a little cut, and just keep his feet moving. His feet never stop moving.
Hey, ran through an arm tackle there, and a guy like Campbell, I mean, he's deceptively powerful for his size, and that's one thing we've noticed and had the privilege of watching him play for. You think he's not the biggest guy by stature, but he's just a powerful runner, and you can see the low center of gravity, and the legs just keep churning. He's a force, even though he doesn't necessarily have huge size in his favor.
Absolutely, you can tell that he's been coached in the past. This is his second year here in Victoria, and he came from some good coaching where he's been playing ball prior to this.
Yeah, we touched on it many times throughout our broadcast season. The Rebels not missing a beat after Jamel Lyles leaves. It is the first down. Jamel Lyles, the Rebels have professed all along they had a 1A, 1B, and I don't think there's any argument after watching Campbell for 10 games now, coming up 10 full games to the BCFC season.
That's correct. Yeah, that when you lose a guy that ran, Jamal had 1,600 yards rushing last year, but Trey's plugged in, but he hasn't got those yards, but he's just doing what he needs to do. So the entire league this year, offensively, isn't as dynamic, if you will, that we had last year. And all the teams are just sort of solid all across the board. Nobody's really running away with it in passing, rushing, or receiving.
Yeah, Campbell still leads the league with almost 700 yards despite missing a few early games. So he's had a very productive season and leads the league in rushing this year. Got the ball again this time, bounces off to his left, cuts back quickly to the right, gets about 4 on the play as we just passed the 3-minute warning here at West Hills. Rebels will be scrimmaging about second and we'll call it 6 on the play.
Yeah, there was, again, another run just up the middle. Let the running back do what he can do with his feet, and that's what they're doing. And that, it's a little bit of a win for the Sun on that one, holding to about a 4-yard gain.
Rebels will be scrimmaging 2nd and 6 as they approach midfield. Clock is rolling, 2:42 left in the first half. Good first half here at West Hill Stadium. Borden in the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right, passing situation. Pressure looks to be coming. Borden looks right over the middle. Got his man, Lindo Brow. Good catch there as he connected right down the middle of the field, down on the seam, and moves the sticks down to the Sun 40-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, just again, right down the seam. The Sun run that cover 3, so somebody's going to be open and put the safety on an island.
Borden had good protection there and just connected before Richard could get there and make the play. Quickly back on line, Borden looks to his right, throws to his right, overthrew slightly Nate Skeet. Probably would have had about 5 or 6 on the play, maybe close to a first down, but ball just slightly overthrown as maybe it sailed a little bit on Borden.
Yeah, I think the wind maybe grabbed that one a little bit.
The Rebels are running that hurry up at times. I like them when they're in that formation. I just think they get a rhythm, they get some timing, and of course you're putting pressure on the defense as they can't maybe get their calls in or their substitutions in.
That's true, and then sometimes when I watch both teams, it's somebody loses a focus here and there, and that's what slows everything down. If you can keep that focus up.
2nd and 10. Borden looks to set the screen up. He's got his man Campbell out of the backfield, busting through, makes a move, cuts deep into the Sun secondary, finally dragged down on the Sun 25-yard line or thereabouts, and we'll have a big first out for the Westshore Rebels.
Yeah, that was a good play. It was just everybody moved a little bit to the left. They saw it coming. He slips out between the guard and the tackle, and he's got some friends blocking for him before Haynes takes him down from behind. But a huge, huge gain that definitely puts him in field goal range.
Clock ticking. Clock is ticking, just over 2 minutes left. Borden under center. Campbell directly behind him. Hands the ball straight up the middle, makes a move to his right. Sun finally bring down Campbell, but he probably will be very close to yet another first down for the Rebels.
The game now is starting to be taken over by the Rebels' offensive line, and I'm not sure if the Sun have anything that they can add to this.
Sun probably looking for a stop here as we are now under 2 minutes in the second half. Clock is rolling. Rebels will be, looks like about 2nd and 1 on the play. Driving deep in Sun territory at looks to be about the 12-yard line or thereabouts.
I think you just keep handing the ball to Trey.
No reason not to change anything that's working, in my opinion.
Lots of success there so far.
Hicks back into the wing back. We'll see. This time they do hand the ball off to Hicks straight up the middle. Busts through and does get a first down on the play. Ball comes out, but he is down on the play. Good little play, and the Rebels move the sticks.
Yeah, they got the first down.
You have to think of the Sun probably will clean this up, that wherever Hicks is, he lined up in that wing back again. The ball he's either going to be getting the ball running like he did there on the dive, or chances are lead blocking to that side for Campbell, unless they see a counter that might be coming. But everywhere where Hicks is, that's where the ball's gone.
That's true.
Here he is lined up again on the right side and as a wing back. Campbell behind him. Ball again handed off the right side. They just outnumber the Sun, and Campbell busts his way down, probably piles moving, probably down to the 5-yard line. Sun better adjust to this in the second half, as they're outnumbered with Hicks lining up in that wing-back formation.
And with the Rebels controlling the line of scrimmage, it's going to be a very difficult play to stop. But that last one they just ran was the same one they scored on, and I thought he was going to score again.
Yeah, they better either slant to that side or bounce their off the defensive line over. The Rebels could just run this the whole time. Hicks still in there at the wing back. Borden directing traffic, now moving Hicks to the left side. Campbell right behind him. 3 receivers out to the left. Now, no surprise, runs off the left side. Again, now Campbell just walks in, untouched, walks right into the end zone. Touchdown, Westshore Rebels. You have to assume the Thunder are going to make an adjustment, as everywhere Hicks is, that's where the ball's going so far. And the Westshore Rebels, kudos to them. They just keep doing what they're doing and now lead 19-10 with the extra point coming.
Well, I think this is they're running against a tired Sun defense, looks like right here. They've got everybody blocking. Yeah, it looked like, yeah.
Yeah, they got the edge there. There's 2 guys, Hicks and the left tackle, number 73, I believe Thompson on the play, just manhandled the outside guy for the Sun, and that's pretty easy. That's Campbell will take that all day at the office.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime you can run that down that close to the goal line, with that ease, you're going to have some fun with it.
Extra point is up. Extra point is good. Westshore Rebels now lead the Okanagan Sun by a score of 20-10 with 1:04 left in the second quarter as they expand on their lead. Big momentum change perhaps for the Rebels as they head into the half and now leading by 10 points.
Well, I think hopefully they're going to the Sun here don't get too excited and figure they got to drive down and score. I think it's time just to work the clock a little bit, keep the ball the rest of the half. You got 1:04. Use the clock to get yourself back in control of yourself. Go into the change room, make your adjustments, and come on out and let's get back in this game early.
Still do have an opportunity to answer here with a minute left, and that's an eternity, 1:04 to be exact, left in the second quarter. Wind is still picking up and swirling now, it seems, but the Sun hoping to get the ball back in good field position and maybe get a late field goal opportunity or perhaps even a big play to one of their big players. Clark will be kicking off. Tendency's been kicking to his left. Ball this time will be kicked pretty much right down the center of the field. Scrimmage at about the 10, cuts to his right, up to the 15, 20, 25. Bounced around. Good tackle on the play as he stopped in his tracks right around his 30-yard line. That looked like 37 on the play.
That was, what's
Javon Cakel on the return?
On the Cakel, yeah, on the tackle. I think was Buckley again, number 31, but he just stopped him.
Dead in his tracks.
No, it was, sorry, not Buckley. It was number 11. Deshaun Kerr.
Yeah, if you're the Sun here, 55.8 seconds left on your own 30. Are you aggressive here, Paul, or what do you do here with 55 ticks left until halftime?
I think I'm just keeping the ball on the ground and hopefully the Rebels don't call a timeout so I have to punt and try to put the clock in my favor and just go in the change room and talk about it and make some adjustments.
1 minute in the shotgun, throwing deep, looking for Rashawn Simonized. Ball almost intercepted by Robbie Lowe's as he was playing center field. Ball kind of drifted more to where Lowe's was as Wenman tried to connect with Simonized for a big play right down the seam to the left seam of the Sun as we see the replay.
No, I just kind of surprised at this call because I think at the end of the day, a couple of things can happen in this. Number one, it's incomplete. The clock stops. But number two, if Lowe's intercepted, he had a little bit of room to run.
Yeah, you saw Gandry knowing that his buddy Lowe's was behind him there, so he was in the trail technique, and Lowe's was playing center field, was in good position, and almost came up with the interception. 50 seconds left, 2nd and 10 Sun. Wenman drops back, quick throw down the middle of the seam. Nobody close, so the ball falls incomplete. Bit of miscommunication as the Sun look a little disorganized here on offense. Now we'll have to kick the ball back to the Rebels with 46.5 seconds left.
Yeah, I think Wenman's clock in his head is sped up, and he's getting his feet moving, and he's felt so much pressure, and he's been hit 3 or 4 times along with a couple sacks. So I think his clock's moving a little bit quicker in his head to where he's going to throw the ball.
Yeah,
he's
lots
not
of times quarterbacks at this level, they start looking at the rush necessarily instead of looking down the field.
Yes.
And Wenman might be thinking Kent Hicks and Larson and Druin are in his face when sometimes he actually does have time. Sun will kick. This time they do kick the ball, get it away. Good kick on the play down to the right. Bobbled on the play, Rebel returner picks it up, dances, takes a couple steps, and then it's buried at his own 44-yard line. Good downfield coverage by the Sun, and the Rebels will scrimmage 1st and 10 with 35.5 ticks left until halftime.
Well, there's plenty of time. They got a timeout. They might still have their 2 timeouts. I think they have 2 left. But on the replay here, it says Warmack just probably took a peek downfield just as he went to catch it. Drops over his shoulder, and by that time, coverage is down. Simonize makes the tackle.
Yeah, many times today we've seen returners kind of have a little bit of trouble gauging that wind and when the ball is going to be in their hands. And Rebels will scrimmage 44 yard, their own 44-yard line, 35.5 seconds left. Find the Rebels here, I might be aggressive now and take a shot and see if you can get the potentially finishing blow.
Oh, absolutely. You're already up by 10 points, 13 or.
Hand up, flea flicker. Here we go. Borden drops back, brought down on the play there by number 5, as they do look to go and get a big play there right before the half. Cody Thompson, though, sniffed it out as the Sun tried a little pitch pass there, probably looking in the direction of Greenaway, but they don't get the pass away.
Yeah, and the replay here, you see he hands it off to Campbell. Campbell turns around, a little flea flicker, but the coverage was pretty good by the Sun on that one, and Thompson just tracks him down and says, "Not my watch tonight, pal."
Loss on the play of probably about 7 or 8. I like the call for the Rebels. Clock is now moving. You can hand them now because it didn't connect. You could probably hand the ball off and get out of here unscathed. But I like the call there, going for a big play on first down.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The clock's in your favor. You've got the football. Why not?
Flag on the play, but it didn't seem like time count. I didn't think they blew it in that fast, but we will see. If it is, it would be a loss of down on the play. If it is, we will see. It didn't seem like 20 seconds had passed, but we will see what the call is. As the back judge called through a flag, they're looking to be in a position of delay a game. Now if it's third down here, the Sun may get the ball back with a good return. 9 seconds only left on the play. If it is no delay a game, 12 seconds as they adjust the clock from 9 to 12. It is a delay a game against the Rebels. That should be a loss of down. Yep, it is a third down, loss of down. Now the Rebels will have to punt the ball. They put 3 ticks back on the clock. Chances are here the Rebels will be sending out the punt team, or perhaps even, good call here. Call a timeout, get yourself in order, make sure you got the right personnel on the field, kick the ball, and hopefully get into the half up by 10.
Yeah, I think that's, just calm it down. But they're going to have to punt. The clock has stopped. You're not going to turn the ball over right there. Just kick it out of bounds, and the Sun will have a,
one play probably here.
Yeah, one play, 5 seconds.
The biggest thing here for the Rebels is get the good snap, get it to Hicks, get the foot on the ball, and like you said, Paul, kick it out of bounds or minimize the return here for Simonize. Sun look to be coming on the block here as they've got 11 up, and Simonize back by himself.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to rough the kicker here if you're going after it.
They're coming. He kicks. Hicks does get it away. Just gets a good kick to his right. Simonize kind of slips now, falls on the ball at his own 28 with about 4.7 seconds left. Likely knee time here for the Sun and get out of dodge and regroup for the second half.
Well, both teams have had struggling with as returning kicks tonight. I don't know if it's the wind or the lighting, possibly.
We see Hicks and Simonize kind of giving each other the gears there and having some fun. Simonize looked again, have some problem fielding that kick.
It's just a game. These guys work out together. They know each other from high school or community ball or just going to other camps.
Yeah, the football community is a small one, no question. Sun are under center here. Probably just hand the ball off to Rodriguez, I would assume, or a little dive play. Don't need to turn the ball over here as you're on your own 29-yard line. It is handed off to Rodriguez, bounces off to his left. Rebels converging here. Rodriguez probably getting both hands on the ball, tucks it in, finally dragged down. Good gain on the play of about 10 on the first down, and that will be the end of the first half as Sandy Baines waves his pink towel and ending the first half. The score at the end of the first half, the Westshore Rebels 20, the Okanagan Sun 10. Paul, what did you think of that first half here at West Hills with the big battle for first game?
Well, I thought that the Sun would have used Rodriguez a bit more, with this, especially after the last week's game. Yeah, but it went as I thought it would go as well. With the emotion part was held within check. But the Rebels have a very good football team, and they're very, very quick, and I think that's what the Sun are having trouble with. And obviously the Rebels' offensive line at this point have controlled the line of scrimmage, and Campbell's running has been very, very good. And I think the Sun, Wendman's had a little bit of success throwing the football, but I think he's felt too many Rebels in his face that on those last couple of drives he was struggling a little bit just to get the ball away.
Yeah, you wonder here for the Sun as they both teams head get to the locker room. They got 10 points on the board, but might we see Keith Zyla in the second half as he's now healthy for the Sun? That might be an option, but I mean, from my perspective, I think the Sun, what they have to do is obviously clean up the alignment issues that they had when Hicks is in there at the wing backer. If they don't do that, it's going to be a steady diet of Trey Campbell in the second half, as if, quite frankly, I mean, anyone that can see it on replays or see it at home and knows the numbers, is the Rebels just outnumber the Sun when they're running the ball.
Yes, and then also the other thing is we've only had one turnover. And the penalties haven't really hurt yet. They've hurt a little bit, but they haven't really stung. So, you know, if you keep the penalties down, get some of the starting to create some turnovers, then we might see a different second half. But if it continues how it's scripted, this could be a 40-10 Rebel victory.
Yeah, the Sun have some experienced coaches. I suspect they will get the whiteboard out and clean up a lot of that kind of stuff. For the Rebels, I think, again, steady diet of Trey Campbell. Maybe get Greenaway involved on the play a little bit more. They still have Yitna and Stevenson. They got a stable of guys. Great to see Robbie Lowe's get back in the defensive secondary and that front pressure. I mean, with Hicks and Druin and Larson and all these guys. I mean, it's a very well balanced football team, and you can tell they've been waiting for this game for a long time, and they came out here in the first half and I think played a pretty good half of football.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a great second half as well.
Sun have a lot of experience, and then they have been in this position before, and I think we're going to see a heck of a second half. And again, I think it's two good teams, and these two teams are pretty even. So we could see the exact flip of the first half and the second half, and be it for a real nail biter, or if the changes aren't made, the Rebels might get away here.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree with you.
So we will take a break here with 12 minutes left in the first half. Thank you again for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We will take a break and we will be back. The score at the end of the first half, again, the hometown Westshore Rebels 20, the Okanagan Sun 10. Thank you for listening, and we will be back shortly.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of pure fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.
Coast Capital's role is we're the tour sponsor of the Canadian Cancer Society's Cops for Cancer tour. It's a cause that's really important to a lot of our staff. I mean, who hasn't been touched by cancer?
I've had a lot of family members affected by cancer. Knowing that all that I watched my family members go through when they fought this disease, you would never ever want a child to have to face that.
This is an opportunity that we can work towards a cause to make the lives of kids who are suffering from cancer just a little bit better, even for a short period of time, by sending them to camp.
Camp Good Times is one of the most amazing parts of being a Cops for Cancer rider.
Every single year, the tour actually gets the opportunity to go to camp, and it is a magical place.
I would just say, after you spend time at Camp Good Times, two things change forever. Your definition of what is courage is never the same, and your definition of I've had a bad day is never ever the same. And every time you're climbing a tough hill, you know this is really nothing compared to what the children and their families go through.
And that's what helps me. I just think of the battle they have to battle, and it's really not comparable.
Coast Capital's promise is to build a richer future for youth. That's why this particular campaign is such a good fit for us.
Having Coast Capital involved is so helpful, and just having a good, consistent, strong sponsor allows you to be a much bigger help for families.
Our staff do an amazing job of spearheading some excellent fundraising campaigns, and they're just extremely passionate about this cause. These kids are going through so much, and what a better opportunity to sort of help them through that journey that they're going on and build a better future for them.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of Pure Fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.
My name is Chris Gress, and I am the brewmaster and partner in Red Arrow Brewing. We opened in June of last year, so we've just passed our first fiscal year. It's a pretty exciting and fun time for craft beer in BC in general, and we're very excited to be, the first microbrewery in the Cowichan Valley. We didn't really want to do things the way that most other breweries or a lot of other breweries like to do them, so we really kind of stuck with some of our ideas of some of the beer styles and our original arrangement of beers, and some of them have worked very well and some of them needed a little bit of tweaking, but overall I think it's really kind of paying off for us to kind of do things our own way in the marketing side and specifically the merchandising side. A lot of people say that our merchandising program is beyond what is really kind of expected for a brewery, but this is a really significant part of our business that we're very proud of. Well, we're open 7 days a week, and people can come in and get a tour. They can pick up some merchandising or read about local craft industry or learn a little bit about the area. Growler fills, we do just an extraordinary amount of growler fills. We invite food trucks in over the summer, and now we're running our own food truck Wednesday to Sunday, and we're just going to start incorporating that with different events in the valley and tourism. We have a local celebrity, if you will, Dan Hudson, who's joined us to put up some pretty exciting products from the food truck. He's a great chef. He's been on some national TV programs, Top Chef Canada and Chopped, I believe. Just a treat to work with another person that's just so passionate about the things that they do and the things that they create, and it just shows in the product that comes out. I really enjoy what I do, and we're really fortunate to have the people involved that we have involved, and I believe I've said already, it's a pretty exciting time for craft beer industry in BC and tourism in the valley.
Welcome to Roll Focus Productions.
I'm Amanda and this is Mike, and we're here to help you create engaging video content.
We start with a face-to-face meeting to learn about your brand and the message you'd like to convey.
Then we work together to create a script that tells your story in an engaging and entertaining way.
Whether it's a standard studio setup, off-road with GoPros and gimbals, or in the air with our drone camera, we have the tools to capture the ultimate shot.
From there, we piece it all together in the Edit Suite, leveraging state-of-the-art software and a creative vision to bring your story to life.
And to cap it off, we have marketing plans to ensure your video lands on the timelines and feeds of the customers that matter most to you.
But why invest in a video at all?
Studies have shown that consumers are at least 64% more likely to purchase a product that has been laid out in a video.
And websites with professional video generate 4 to 7 times more engagement and response rates.
Simply put, video is the future of content marketing.
Have a first impression that also makes a connection and leaves your customers wanting more.
We've worked with some of the biggest brands in Canada, but our mission is simple.
Provide video at an affordable price for customers here at home.
So whether you're looking to promote your business, broadcast your event, or showcase your brand, let's get in touch.
Roll Focus Productions, video for Vancouver Island.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, watch and record 4K at the same time. Can't decide which of your favorite 4K shows to watch, Susan? Well, with pure fiber, you can watch and record 4K simultaneously. TELUS Pure Fiber. TV reimagined.
Welcome back to West Hill Stadium in Langford, BC. Getting ready for the second half. Again, the score, the Okanagan Sun trailing the Westshore Rebels by a score of 20-10. Second half looks to be kicking off in just under a minute here as both teams make their way back to the field. The fans still excited as they do the Macarena here and to ruckus crowd here in Langford. Second half getting underway. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Paul, the Sun, I believe, received in the second half, or am I mistaken and it's the Rebels?
I think the Rebels received the first half kickoff, and the Sun probably deferred, so they might be getting the ball now.
Trying to remember who had the opening kickoff there.
Yeah, Sun are receiving.
Sun will receive here. The wind has died down, did die down a little bit. Now it's starting to pick back up a little bit here for the second half, so we'll watch that for the second half.
An interesting first half. We had the Rebels were on the first to get on the scoreboard with a field goal by Kyle Clark. And the Sun answered with Wagner getting a 19-yard field goal. And then they traded touchdowns with Campbell getting a touchdown and Abdi getting a score for the Sun. And then the Rebels sort of took over. The field position changed a little bit, and they got a field goal, another one by Kyle Clark, and then they ended up with Campbell's second touchdown with 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the first half. But the interesting thing is there wasn't a lot of penalties. Well, I shouldn't say wasn't a lot of penalties. There was
for Rebels standard. There probably wasn't a lot of penalties though.
Yeah, the Rebels had 6 penalties and Sun had 8. Yeah. So it didn't no damage really on the penalty side. There's been no one turnover on a fumble. Nothing came of that. So we'll see this second half exactly what's going to happen as far as what the talks went on in the change room. But I think Coach McCauley maybe had a few words for his boys, just to sort of get your heads back in it here. And I think the Rebels, they have this just strolling confidence that they don't care what anybody thinks. They don't care. They're just going to come and play. And I think that's how they're going to look at this second half. They're a 10-point lead, and you got a chance here to finish first place. And to be finish with a 9 wins and 1 loss would be the first time ever.
So we're set for the second half. Clark kicks the ball deep down the middle of the field. Number 37, Cakeley on the return, bounces outside to the corner. Good return, pushed out of bounds at about his own 40-yard line. Flag on the play, not sold that was a late hit, but I think that's going to be the call as Cakeley rounded the corner and got a good return here to open the second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, the penalty there, but this is a good return.
We'll see on the replay here. I thought Cakeley was still, I don't think he was that far out of bounds here, but maybe the referees just decided, he kind of got it pushed into it. Number 9 for the Sun kind of gave the Rebel player, number 34, a little bit of a shove, and looks to be a late hit. I'm not sure I'm sold on that one. I don't know if you agree or disagree.
No, anything that's close to the sideline I think is always going to be a questionable type call, but at the end of the day, I think contact was made in bounds, and it wasn't really a rough penalty or a rough tackle. It's out of bounds.
So the good return by Cakeley to open the second half. Got to his 40-yard line or so, and the 15-yard penalty to take the ball actually just past midfield. And the Sun will have good field position here to open the second half. Wendman still in at quarterback in the shotgun. Rodriguez behind him. Hands the ball off straight up the middle. Rodriguez, good gain on the play. Probably about 7 or 8 as he ran straight at the Rebel defense for a good gain on first down.
Yeah, again, that's I think where you're going to have success. Run right at them. Make the linebackers make the tackles. Get through because the plays are quick hitting. Now with Byron McKinnon just had a hold of his legs, or he would have gone for another 14, 15 yards.
Yeah, no dancing there for Rodriguez on the first play of the second half from the offensive side of the ball. Second and short 2, we'll call it. Wendman still in the shotgun. Running situation likely here. Blitz looks to be coming. Rodriguez, quick cut, first down. Gain of about 4 on the play before he's tripped up, but he will move the sticks for the Sun as they move up to about the 40s. Call it the 47-yard line of the Westshore Rebels.
Yeah, it was not a bad little play. Just get first down. You draw plays up that you think they're going to score, but some of them are just designed to get a first down. Just get that 2 or 3 yards.
Sun too good of a team here. You knew they'd come out strong in the second half, and they've looked to have a quick score and get the momentum back on their side. Scrimmages 1st and 10 on the Rebel 44-yard line. Wendman in the shotgun, barks the signals, hands the ball off again. Rodriguez straight up the middle, power runs. Good gain on the play, probably about 5 or 6 as he goes off the right side for a good gain on first down for the Sun.
Yeah, again, just coming back inside, a little wind back play there. Just run into the heart of the defense, pick up your 4 or 5 yards.
We'll call it 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 5, or sorry, excuse me, 2nd and 5. Yeah, 2nd and 5 here for the Sun at the Rebel 38-yard line. Wendman in the shotgun. He's got 4 receivers to the near side to his left. Anderson up top by himself. Little option play. Wendman takes it himself. Big hit on the play by number 6, Kent Hicks. He looks to be about a yard and a half short of the first down. I thought he was going to be able to get it and move the sticks, but Hicks made a great play.
Yeah, I thought he should have pitched that one. I thought everything worked on the play, but he cutting back inside there. He took Rodriguez right out of the play. Oh, you can see Kent took that right away from him. He kept his shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage, took 2 steps outside, then just back inside to make the tackle.
Sun looked to be gambling here. 3rd down and probably, we'll call it a yard and a half or 2. Big unit in here for the Sun. Wendman under center, hands the ball, a little flip play off the outside. Connor Richard stumbles, but does get the first down after about a 7-yard play. Good little play call there for the Sun as they pitch it out to Richard, but he gets the corner for the first down.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I thought there was a little bit of early movement there, but again, they just attacked with the fake inside, the quick pitch to
Connor
Richard. Yeah. And then who made the tackle? It was Provo made the tackle, or I think Richard could have picked up, 10, another 15 yards.
Sun will take the first down, though, move deeper into Rebel territory at about the 20, the 31, 1st and 10. Wenman in the shotgun, Rodriguez right behind him. Wenman drops back, quick throw down the right side, adjusted on the play, ball incomplete, just out of the fingertips of Nate Anderson. He could have made a play there, but the ball was thrown just a little bit behind him on the play.
Yeah, it would have been a really athletic play on his part if he could catch that ball.
Anderson, of course, one of the best receivers in the BCFC this year, and just couldn't come down with that. The ball was thrown a little bit behind him, but still almost managed to haul it in.
He reminds me of Jay Christensen, the Sun general manager.
Same number, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. A lot of times we used to see the back of Jay run in the end zone for touchdowns.
Jay would probably be the first to say he probably couldn't do it now, but likes what he sees from Anderson within the Sun uniform. Looked to be quick movement there as the Sun receiver, looked to be offside. Number 9, I believe, jumped for the Sun. And I think this is going to be a 5-yard penalty for offside by a Sun receiver.
Yeah, that's what it looked like from my vantage point as well.
Jay would probably say he's more of a possession receiver, though, wouldn't you say, Paul? Or was he more? Do you think he would say he's in Anderson's league in the speed department? Or?
Yeah, I think so. I think Jay was just a methodical, run a great route, catch the ball.
No question. It was offside against the Sun receiver on the play. Now it will be 2nd and 15. Wenman passes the situation. Big down, draw on the play, like the call. Rodriguez makes a cut. Big hit on the play. He could have made it there, except wait for the number, looks like 15.
Rashawn Provo.
Yeah, made a great tackle. I like the call by the Sun on 2nd and long with the draw play here right in the middle, as we see on the replay.
Rashawn Provo.
Gets through there, and just Provo makes a really nice play here. Number 75 just missed him on that play. And the Sun will be 3rd down, and we'll call it about 9 on the play.
And another gamble.
They are going. Interesting call here by the Sun, going for it here on 3rd and 9. Wenman, quick drop, looks to throw, nothing there. Fumbles the ball, picks it back up, and it is buried back at his own 40-yard line. Turnover on downs. Chris Larson looked to have got him, and the Rebels will take over. Oh, it might have been Ken Hicks. Was it Ken Hicks?
Ken Hicks on the sack.
Sorry, number 6 on the play, not number 7.
Yeah, you see on the replay here, he drops the ball. Just dropped out of his hands here.
Off the back of his offensive
balance. And Ken Hicks was there.
Hicks, number 6, and Druin there sitting on top of Wenman there, and the Rebels will take over. Interesting call by the Sun, going for it here with 10:20 in the third quarter. Thought they might throw the field goal team out, but maybe the wind or just wanted to get some more momentum.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they would do that at that position, but again, it would have been a long field goal try.
Trey Campbell off the left side, buried on the play. He stopped right in his tracks. No gain, maybe even a loss of 1 or 2. Wait to see what happened on the replay there, as he was brought down immediately by the Sun defense.
Yeah, that was Mitch Lyons in on the tackle. He just beat him to the hole. An important little series here for the Sun. They've got to get the football back, limit the Rebels here. They got a 2nd and 11, so this is you're down to stop them.
2nd 11, Borden in the shotgun by himself. Receivers are all out, throws the ball deep down the left side. Looking in the neighborhood of Stevenson. Good throw. The ball looked to go through his hands as Borden threw a really nice pass down the far sideline, but Stevenson wasn't able to haul it in.
That was a great pass, and it just went right through his hands. When I saw him release the football, I didn't think Stevenson could catch up to it, but his speed, he's a very, very quick receiver.
Yeah, I'm with you, Paul. I thought that one was going to sail harmlessly to the turf, and Stevenson just got underneath it and made a great play and almost hauled it in. Just ball went right through his hands.
For the end result, the Sun are going to get the football back, and you get a good return on the punt here, you're going to be in position to score.
Sun looking for a big return from Simon Ice. He's back there by himself. Hicks will kick the ball here, 3rd and 10 for the Rebels. Simon Ice is deep, snap is good, kick is up, it looks short down the middle of the field. Simon Ice on the fly, he bobbles the ball, it's loose, and I think the Rebels have that. Simon Ice had a bit of problem fielding the punt. We'll wait to see when the pile breaks free, but I think the Rebels have that ball. And the referees tend to think so too.
31,
big play, big
Christian
play.
Buckley comes out of the pile with it, and here you can see on the replay, I'm not sure why he had problems with this. Again, maybe taking a peek downfield because the Rebel cover team is really quick, so they're down on top here.
Yeah, he took a couple steps to his right and then all of a sudden realized he had to get on his horse and get back to his left, and Simon Ice just bobbled the punt and fell to the turf, and the Rebels were able to hop on it. Big turnover there for the Sun, and the Rebels will look to capitalize as they take over 1st and 10 on the Okanagan 42-yard line.
Yeah, it's not what the Sun wanted, that's for sure.
Borden, empty backfield, 3 receivers to each side in the shotgun. quick throw, drops back high, overthrows to Sean Greenaway. Tough guy to overthrow, but Greenaway was overthrown there on the quick pass by Borden, and it'll be second and down.
Yeah, I think he just released it a little bit too high. You could see at the end of the play, Scott slapped his hands together. That's, it's on me.
Now Borden's accuracy has really improved for the Rebels, and you see his numbers for completions is getting a lot better, and it doesn't hurt to have the stable of receivers that he has to work with.
Absolutely, and sometimes you watch a game and like that type of play there, a guy wide open, he doesn't do it, but he'll thread one through 3 or 4 defenders to get to that receiver.
Second and 10, passing situation. Campbell leaks out of the backfield, but they throw it to the left side. Number 10 on the play, Lindo Brow. Good tackle on the play by the Sun, holding it to about a 7-yard gain. There's a flag on the play. The Rebels will be third down pending this penalty. It is holding against the Rebels. Interesting decision for the Sun. They will likely push them back, because I think we're going to see about 3rd and 3.
Yeah, I think, that's...
Eli Haynes looking over at the Sun sidelines here, getting his direction from head coach Ben McCauley. They're looking to see where the spot is. I think it's a good 2 or 3 yards short. Sun trying to figure out here if they're going to take this penalty or decline it. They do take the penalty, so it will be second down. The Rebels will keep the ball here. Second and long, though.
That was a good play, that little one, just a little swing pass to the outside.
Thought they were going to hit Campbell as he snuck out to the right side, just leaked out of the backfield, but Lindo Brow was open on the left side in the flat, and they were able to get some yards, but will be delegated by the penalty, and the Rebels will still have the ball second and, we'll call it 20. On the play at the Sun 52-yard line. Clock is moving, 8:25 left, third quarter. Rebels still leading 20-10. Barton empty backfield. He's got 3 receivers to each side. Drops back, looks to his right, looks down the middle of the team. He's got number 23, Nate Skeet, makes a cut, makes Beck Fullerton holding on. Can't bring him down. Still dancing and finally brought down. Big play by the Rebels as they have a big play to get down to the Sun, maybe 12-yard line.
Again, just one of those plays that Skeet runs right down the middle, and you got the safety. Fullerton is on an island. He has to make a play one way or the other, and you just show your eyes one way, and the other guy's going to be open. And they've had that success with that play 3 or 4 times tonight.
Big play for the Rebels offense as they move deep into Sun territory at about the 12-yard line here. 1st and 10. We're about the halfway mark of the third quarter. Campbell in the backfield. Hicks lined up in the wing back at the right side. We'll see if the trend continues. Does continue. This time the Sun are right there, dropping Campbell back. That time they look to have been in better position, and you have to think they might have cleaned that up at halftime.
Yeah, I think that's something they talked about. And Hayward Beasley was in the backfield very quickly. Again, if you see that type of play and the lineman set up, you got to be cautious of some misdirection stuff. But generally, one man in the backfield, there's only 2 things they can do. They can throw a pass to him. He's going to just run themselves. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rebels do try and run a counter out of that play, or perhaps something coming back away from where Hicks is lined up. We'll see if they make that adjustment here. If the Suns sniff out and lean heavily into stopping the lead to that side. Play action pass. Borden throws the ball to his left. The ball incomplete. There were 2 Rebel receivers there. I think it was one of those cases of, I got it, you take it, as the ball falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, I think when he released that, he was running to his left, so it's very difficult for some right-handed quarterbacks to do that. I think the ball just sailed on him a little bit.
There were 2 receivers in the end zone there, and both of them looked to kind of look at each other, saying, as if to say, was that for you or was that for me? But the Rebels will bring out the field goal team, looking to extend their lead to 13 here. Kyle Clark would look to attempt probably about a 19-yard field goal on the play, maybe 18. Little miscommunication here as the Rebels try and line up.
This will be Kyle's, it's his 3rd attempt at a field goal tonight.
22-yard field goal attempt.
It's actually about a 20-yarder. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is good. Westshore Rebels now lead the Okanagan Sun by a score of 23-10 here at Westdale Stadium. 6:18 left in the third quarter as the Rebels extend their lead to 13.
It's important to have your field goal team, clicking as you roll into the playoffs, and that's what they got. That was Kyle's 19th field goal this year.
For the Sun, if you're looking at a glass half full perspective, they're still within 2 scores as the Rebels lead by 13. after the big play down the seam, they were able to hold the Rebels to 3 points. So they just got to get themselves stopped with the turnovers, stop with the get the running game rolling, and get the offense clicking, and they can make this a one-score game pretty quick because they have the personnel to do just that.
Yeah, absolutely, and they had some success on the last drive. You know, and they went forward on 1 3rd down and picked it up, but then they had a little bit of problems. Obviously, close you get to the goal line, you're going to run into a stiffer defense. But this is the drive that they got to, in my opinion, they got to do something.
Connor Richard and Javen Cakeley back deep for the Sun here as they look to return this kick. Rebels will kick it off. Kyle Clark kicks the ball short to the left-hand side. Connor Richard camps underneath it. He bobbles the snap too. Now picks it up. Lost his momentum, but still able to break a couple tackles. Break it into the open field. One man to beat. Cuts to his left. He's in the Rebel territory and finally brought down at the Rebel 45-yard line. That was a heck of a return by Connor Richard after he had problems bobbling the catch.
Well, sometimes when you do drop the ball, the defenders stop and slow down a little bit, thinking that they might have a chance to recover it. But
yeah, I didn't think he was going to make much out of that after he lost all his momentum. But kudos to Connor Richard as he was able to make a heck of a play and return for the Sun.
Oh, you can see on the replay there when he got through the first batch of tacklers, his acceleration left the other guy standing still. He just suddenly run out of room near the end.
Good field position for the Sun as they're in Rebel territory. Hands the ball off. Rodriguez, nothing there as he's stacked up and dropped as he tried to run straight up the middle. I think that was Jeremy Druin on the tackle, burying Rodriguez for probably a loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Druin got hold of his legs, and Ken Hicks came over top and finished him off.
Sun will be second and 11 here from the Rebel 40, we'll call it the 47.5-yard line. Big play here for the Sun as they look to answer. 5:29 left, third quarter, clock is moving. Wenman in a quarterback. Rodriguez behind him. Wenman drops back, lots of pressure, and he is buried on his own side of midfield. Buried at the Sun 53-yard line by number 96 for the Rebels.
Yeah,
Leonardo Ingram buries the Sun, and the Sun will have to kick here on 3rd down.
He just they overpower. They just didn't give him enough time here. He drops back to throw. And they're just there. They're all in his face.
There's a horde of red jerseys right on top of Wenman. In that case, I don't think it's a matter of watching the rush. That was just, he just had no time to throw the ball.
Yeah, I know it's not official, but I think that might be the 5th sack the Rebels have had this evening.
Sun will be punching here. Ball right, basically at midfield. Snap is good. Kick is up. Low line drive kick. Taken on the run by Warmack, I believe, on the play. Sun covered the field downfield quickly, and he's buried at his own 33-yard line. But the Rebels will take the ball and on their own 33.
Yeah, it was good kick, good cover. Miguel Wood make the tackle.
That was Warmack on the return for the Rebels. Thought we had the right number there. 4:46 left in the third quarter. Thank you again to all those out there watching tonight's broadcast on BCFC TV powered by Remax. Hope you're enjoying tonight's game. Big battle for first place. The winner gets home field advantage throughout the playoffs and a date with the Langley Rams. For the loser, it's a date with the VI Raiders. The loser will host the semifinal and have the VI Raiders come to town on the BCFC semifinal. Borden in the shotgun, high snap, gets it down, hands the ball to Campbell, straight to the middle, breaks a couple tackles. Good run on the play by Campbell as he scampers for about 15 straight up the middle for a first down.
Another great run by Trey. It was one of those ones, again, up the middle, keep your legs churning and get into the backfield. You can see on the replay here, just a little trap play, running right up the middle.
Yeah, Rebels in the hurry-up offense now. Borden will come under center. 3 receivers to his right, hands the ball off. Campbell straight up the middle again. Sun right there. Campbell keeps churning his feet. Probably a gain of about 6 or 7. A little bit of shove on the play, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty against the Rebels, number 50. Not a good penalty to take after you just gained 7 or 8 yards and you're into offensive territory, and number 50 takes a 15-yard penalty.
Yeah, those are the ones that you sort of shake your head at and go, why would you do that?
Yeah. Charlie Karlicki won't be happy with that one, I think, as Sandy Baines makes the call here. Number 50 it was indeed on the play, 15-yard penalty against the Rebels. Charlie won't be happy with that penalty. Tyrese Hogue with the penalty on the play. Yeah. Just emotion got the better of him, gave a guy a shove and cost his team 15 yards in a big game.
There's always stuff said on a football field between football players, and as they talk after plays, but you got to maintain your cool.
So could have had second and short. Now we'll have second and long. We'll call it about 17 on the play. Borden passing situation. He's got Campbell to his left, 3 receivers to his left, but he's looking to the right. Throws the ball down the middle of the seam. Greenaway's right there. Wait to see. No, the pass is incomplete. Thought there might have been a pass interference on the Sun, as I thought I saw Greenaway's shoulder get a little tug here. And we'll wait to see it on the replay, but it will be third down for the Rebels.
You can see that he's just running a little post pattern, and he's wide open, sort of wide open. The guy's on his back hip.
No, it actually wasn't. I thought there was a little tug on the shoulder there, but good no call by the officials there, and the Rebels will kick on third down.
Yeah, I think the ball is a little bit behind them.
The Rebels will kick third down here on their own side of midfield, kicking from, well, the ball will be snapped around the 42-yard line. Clock moving, 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Sun looking for a return from Simonize as he's deep by himself for the Sun. Hicks kicks the ball, booming kick down the left side. Good kick as he pushes Simonize to the boundary. Bobbles the snap, does pick it up on the first bounce, but he is buried on his own 25-yard line. Again, bobbling another kick. I don't think he would have made much there, but still, his fielding punts has seemingly been a problem, maybe even for both teams tonight.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like I said earlier in the first half, all the kick games, they're having trouble fielding the kicks, especially punts, and it could be something to do with the wind. But yeah, when the ball's that high, can't kick that really high, so your cover team get down and make the tackle. And
did get the ball inside the hash, which is where you want to be placing it, and high so your cover team can get down the field. Sun will take over, though, on their own 25-yard line. Looking for that big play as we hit 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, I've been saying this whole second half. The important drive here for the Sun, and they haven't really capitalized on anything yet.
I believe Keith Zyla is now in at quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. Number 15. Oh, ball is intercepted by the Rebels. Number 20 bounced and brought down on his own on the Sun 40-yard line. That was number 20 for the Rebels with the big interception. Eddie Nyongwa with the big interception, and the Rebels will take over.
Yeah, it was just Zyla threw the ball. He didn't put any zip on it, and it kind of sailed on him, and Eddie just stepped in front for the pick. He's going to Anderson, and it's good coverage.
Yeah, big play for the Rebels, and they've been, in fairness to them, they've been one making the big plays. And they take over now at the Okanagan Sun 40-yard line, leading 23-10 as the clock moves with 2:40 left here in the third quarter. Sun needed their defense to make a turnover, make a stop or a turnover, or at least get the field back in their favor.
This is the drive that they could bury the Sun here.
Borden drops back. He's looking under pressure, pumps, but doesn't have his receiver. Now flushed out to his left, skips the ball, incomplete. Looking on the far side, I believe, for Stevenson. But the ball, no, sorry, that was Yitna. Ball falls harmlessly to the turf, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, he got happy feet in there. There was a good push by the Sun defensive line, and as he rolled got out of the pocket to his left. It's hard throwing when you're running left as a right-handed quarterback. And
big play here. Absolutely, big play here for the Sun defense. 2nd and 10 Rebels. They are huddling up here. Need a stop or a turnover. Sun needed one of their big playmakers on defense to make a play for them here. Borden will be in the shotgun. He's got Campbell to his right, 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Drops back, looking to his left, looking deep, throws the ball. Far side, Sun in good position, good cover there as Beck Fullerton from his safety position came over to help, and it will be third down as the Sun defended that very nicely.
Yeah, Barrios was there as well, and they just really good coverage and a good receiver running down, just a misplay.
Sun get the stop that they need. A little bit of confusion here, but the Rebels will send out the punt team.
Well, it looks like they've got Clark coming on the field to try a long field goal here. With the wind at his back, maybe a shot. This is going to be a
47 or so yard field goal.
Yeah, 48.
40.
If he makes this one, this will be his longest of the year. Yeah. 46. He's kicked 2 46
Sun don't have anybody back. Now they are rushing Simonize back. He runs on the field late here for Clark, attempting the 48-yard field goal. The snap is good. The hold is down. Kick is up. Doesn't have the legs. It's short on the play. Simonize catches it at about his own 5. Cuts to his right, trying to get the corner. Larson in pursuit. Drags it down. Good tackle there by Larson. Otherwise, Simonize might have been able to get the corner and make some yards. A couple injured Rebels on the play. 2 of them down after the missed field goal by the Rebel Clark. 2 defenders down on the play for the Rebels. as the Sun will take over. Great tackle by Chris Larson downfield as he corralled Simonize before he could shake free.
Yeah, I'm not sure on those injuries. You got 2 Rebels down, and
might be number, is it number 75?
Yeah, it looks like Christian Kraus, number 75.
That would be a big loss for the Rebels as well, as he's one of, if not the best offensive linemen in the league. We'll wait to see.
I'm not sure who the other player down is.
It's on the far side. We'll see if we can see that for you folks. Yeah, Rebels look very concerned that with Kraus down. You see Jeremy Drewer and I believe Robbie Lowe's looking after their teammate. There seems to be a lot of concern. We can't make out who's on the far side.
That 31.
Number 31 gets back to his feet.
Buckley.
Buckley's coming off under his own strength. That's great to see. Kraus coming up with the aid of some of his teammates, Drew and a company. He looks not to be putting a whole lot of pressure on that leg, but we hope to see him back, as he would be a big, literally and figuratively speaking, a big loss to the Rebels.
Yeah, absolutely. He's an All-Canadian for the last couple of years, All-BC as well. This is, again, I'm saying it's an important drive coming up here for the Sun, but they came out of that last series that the Rebels had unscathed. There was no points scored against them. And as you said earlier, you know, get back at this game with a touchdown.
Good to see Kraus as he got near the Rebel sidelines kind of shake away the trainers and the teammates, and he walked off, kind of limped off on his own steam, but at least he was under his own power. Zyla still in at quarterback as the Sun take over, deep in their own territory, kind of bobbled snap, gets his hands on it, flings it out to Anderson, breaks a tackle, but is buried quickly after a minimal gain by the Sun on first down as Zyla connected with Anderson for a short gain.
Yeah, I think the Sun have to find something that's going to get them some, 8-9 yards of play here. Playing laterally against the Rebels, it's difficult. They're such a quick football team.
Yeah, they're trying to get the ball out of their hands quickly, and I like that decision, but I just think down the middle, down more of the seams and instead of flat is probably the better way to go. Sun 2nd and 10 after no gain on the play. Fans will get it into it, stomping their feet here at West Hills. Big play here for the Sun. Zyla takes the snap, looking to his left. Big pressure as Larson closes in. Zyla gets away. He's a heck of an athlete. He's running toward the yard marker. Looks to be getting close. He's very, very close to the first down yard marker. It will depend on the spot, as Keith Zyla did it with his legs, and he's a pretty good athlete as he got out of the pocket and scampered to his left.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit short. Yeah, they're signaling third down.
30 seconds left, just over 30 seconds left in the third quarter. I know the Sun, Ben McCauley, would have liked to have gone for that one, but that deep in your territory at the 25. Although tempting, I'm sure he unfortunately has to send out the punt team.
I think you're too deep in your own end to try that, especially with some of the non-success you've been having trying to get the ball inside against these guys.
Now, still a 2-score game, so no need to, lots of time left, as there's still 32 seconds left in the third quarter. 2 scores, the Sun are down. So as tempting as that would be on 3rd and inches to go for it, the Sun will punt. Good kick down the middle of the field. Gandry collects it at his 50. Bobbles it gently. Now the Sun converge. Great downfield coverage by the Sun as Gandry's buried at his 50-yard line. Number 21 on the play. Quickly downfield. Ashani for the Sun making a tackle.
Yeah, that was good coverage. Good punt, good coverage. Now time for your defense to play again.
And again, if they can, now the Rebels are on their side of center. So if the Sun, granted they're at the 51-yard line, but if the Sun can make a couple holds here, you just got to tip the field position and wait for one of your big playmakers on offense or defense to make a big play and turn this into a ball game down the stretch here.
And then as a changing quarters in the next 15 seconds, that's going to put the wind, what wind there is currently at their backs. That should help.
Likely the last play of the third quarter, barring a penalty. Borden directing traffic, two backs behind him. 2 receivers to each side. Little counter play to Skeet off the left side. Lots of room as it just collapses, and he's deep into the Sun territory. Skeet still moving down around the 34-yard line, I would say, on the final play of the third quarter. Great little play by Skeet as he rounded the corner on the misdirection for the Rebels.
Yeah, they just caught the Sun moving the other way, and Fullerton had tracked him, but he had to step over a blocker. But he got, they're going to make the tackle with Shards on the play. But that was one of those plays. Again, you're trying to, you're darndest to stop these guys, and then they have these little things, or somebody misses a tackle, and you're picking up 15, 20 yards, and you just can't get the ball back to your offensive position to where you can try to get back in this game.
Score after the third quarter, the Okanagan Sun trail the Westshore Rebels by a score of 23-10. Rebels now looking deep in the Sun territory, looking for more points and put the Sun in a tough spot. Once again, thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We thank you and hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving weekend with family and friends and enjoying a great football game between two outstanding teams.
Now, a score here by the Rebels, a field goal or touchdown, I think puts this game out of reach for the Sun, the way they've been playing this second half. They're having success moving the ball, but they're not getting into scoring position.
That's going to be probably a delay of game here as the clock is over 20 seconds to start the quarter, but still moving, and the Rebels get away with one there as Borden drops back, throws the ball deep down the left sidelines. He's got number 10. That's a touchdown on the play. Lindo Brow with the touchdown from 33 yards out, and the Westshore Rebels now lead 29-10 with the extra point coming.
That was a nice play. It was just, it looked like as it started out as a curl play, like out and up. And it was pass was perfect to where it had to be.
Lindo Brow just, like you said, Paul, trying a little out and up from the inside receiver position, and Kitzman just couldn't make the play for the Sun, and he goes into the end zone to extend the Rebel lead. That's a big play. A little surprised that the Rebels got away with a delay of game as we started. It should have been an easy call at the start of the quarter, as they didn't snap the ball until at least 25, 26 seconds to start the fourth quarter. The extra point is up. The extra point is good, and Clark makes the score 30-10 for the Westshore Rebels. They extend their lead here at 14:28 left in the fourth quarter, now leading the Sun by 20.
I'm not sure, but not many people saw this one coming with the points. But again, it's very difficult to go on the road when you're playing two good football teams banging. And the same thing happened in Kelowna in game one. You know, the Rebels go up there and they struggle. And here's that replay again. And it's just the out and up. Both sides were out and up.
Perfectly thrown ball, and he can't place it any better than that.
Yeah, and I'm
kudos to Borden and Lindo Brow for connecting there.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if Kitzman actually felt the ball coming.
Yeah, he was a little slow reacting to it, and DB's obviously taught as a receiver puts his hands up in the air. If you're not looking at it, that's a good indication the ball is coming in your direction. Big play for the Rebels here. They lead 30-10. Sun will be receiving here as Clark will be kicking off. Richard is deep for the Sun, and we try and see on the far side. It's probably Cakeley, but we'll wait to see. But the ball is kicked down to Connor Richard. Catches on the bounce, makes a quick cut. Now right through the good return here again by Richard. Spinning and finally brought down on his own 42-yard line. Connor Richard makes another nice return for the Sun, and they'll have good field position.
And they're going to make a tackle there and just get him by the legs. Connor Richard, he's such an athlete, this kid. He's on the replay. The acceleration he has is incredible.
Yeah, I believe Connor's I think he's still 18 years old, if I'm not mistaken, but he is an absolute talent in the BCFC. One of the best, if not the best, certainly at his age. Phenomenal players. As the Sun have moved him around from half to linebacker, now you see him returning kicks. It's just a phenomenal athlete. Zyla still in at quarterback, still in at quarterback for the Sun. Offside on the play, looks to be on Hicks. Free play for the Sun, throws down the middle of the field. Ball is intercepted on the play by the Rebels, but I believe it's going to be offside on Kent Hicks, if I'm looking at this correctly, and it should be a 5-yard penalty for the Rebel defense.
On the replay here, Malik Mormack just steps in front of this pass and just takes it away.
And I think Hicks jumped on the near side here. Sun offense staying on the field, and the Rebel defense on the field gives that indication. Interesting. Offside for each team on that play, so there will be a replay of the down. I did see two flags on either side of the field, so probably on one side of the field, one of the referees found one offside on a receiver, and then Hicks looked to be jumping on the near side here.
It's the 20th penalty of the game tonight. The referees, the officials probably have tendonitis of the elbow now.
Oh.
That's a lot of flags.
So it'll be 1st and 10 still. Replay it down. Draw play coming here. Rodriguez straight up the middle. Rebel sniff that out. And Rodriguez is going absolutely nowhere. Probably a loss one on the play as the Rebel defense sniffed that one out and stopped the Sun and win the tracks.
So that was a nice play by number 8, Byron McKinnon. That he just tracked that down right from behind. He got some help from number 15, Rashawn Provo.
Number 26.
Again, one of those plays the Sun need a little bit more success on. Give them an opportunity to get some first downs, move the ball here, and get in scoring position.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 for the Sun. Zyla barking orders in the shotgun. Rodriguez directly behind him. Passing situation here. Zyla looks to his right, throws to his right. He's got his man. Looks to have a first down on the play. Rebels swarming that. Should have the first down on the play for the Sun. That was number 9, Tyson Mastrodomus with the reception, and he, depending on the spot, he looks to be very, very close to the first down marker.
Yeah, from my vantage point, first down.
Yep,
that was a nice play here, but everybody's converged on the football, and it's just a good play, a good play by the Sun there to get that first down.
1st and 10, Sun on the 54-yard line. Zyla barks the signals, looking around. Hands the ball off. Rodriguez right up the pot on the lead play there. Not much on the play for Rodriguez. He gets maybe 2 or 3 as he ran right up the middle against the Rebel defense.
Yeah, again, linebacker number 8, Byron McKinnon, tracking him down.
4 yards on his very productive season. 30, 10, 12, 14.
Clock continues to tick as we approach 12 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Sun needing points here in a hurry. They're on the Rebel side of midfield. Zyla 2nd and 7, we'll call it. Early movement again on the play. I think it's offside against the Rebels on the near side, but we will wait for the official announcement.
3 flags. 3.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It might be a legal procedure against the Sun on this one.
They move first. Yeah, the Sun moved first on the play. Probably on the right side of the Sun offensive line, drawing the Rebel defender, but it will be legal procedure against the Sun. And driving them back 5 yards, and that'll be now 2nd, and we'll call it 12 or 13 on the play.
Yeah, again, penalties. All penalties hurt, but sometimes when you don't want them, you get them.
Simon Eisen Anderson to the near side. Zyla in the shotgun. Passing situation here. Looking into the right side. He's got Anderson. Makes a turn. Breaks the tackle. Takes a big hit from number 15 on the play. And I think he has, as I peer around our spot here, it looks to have the first down. Big play by Anderson as he gets popped at the end of the play.
Yeah, in the replay here you can see as he's coming across in the middle, he takes a hit from Robbie Lowe's and Rasheen Provo.
Yeah, Provo got him there.
Provo comes up, but just as he starts to make a cut here, hello.
Yeah.
Rebels definitely aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh,
they always are.
They've got their defensive coordinator's mindset, and Shane Beatty. That's how they play, full speed.
Shotgun here. Zyla looks to his left. Pressure, big time pressure coming. Gets it away. He's got a man down the field. He's got it. Deep into Rebel territory, banged out of bounds, thrown out of bounds, probably about the 5-yard line. Zyla with a heck of a throw. We'll wait to see who that was to. But what a heck of a throw as Zyla threw that off his back foot, and the Sun receiver made a great play.
Is it Anderson?
No, it's 88. Yeah, it's number 88 on the play for the Sun. Spencer Schmidt, right? Heck of a play by Zyla there. He had a lot of pressure in his face and threw that up and found his target.
Yeah, he gets smoked pretty good at the end of that play. But a great play there. That puts the Sun in scoring position here. It was still 10 minutes to go, almost 11 minutes a game.
Sun have lots of time left here. Over just about under 11 minutes. Zyla trying to make things happen. Looked to be early movement on the play. Ball is fumbled on the play, but the Sun looked to have pounced on that. Just a little miscommunication there. I think some of the players thought that the play was going to be stopped as it looked to be early movement, but to no avail, and the Sun will keep the ball. Second down.
It was kind of because some players are still in their stances when the ball was in the quarterback's hands.
Short loss on the play for the Sun. It will be 2nd down. Clock moving as we approach 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Sun bringing the big package. Connor Richard is in the backfield. As they beef up here. Toss out to Richard, looks to get the corner. stuffed on the plate. No, he got away and then was buried. Richard kept rolling, but he was buried short of the goal line. Now it'll be third down. The Sun will, I'm thinking they have to go here on third down.
Absolutely. That was a good play by Robbie Lowe's. He came across the line of scrimmage very quickly to make Richard cut up instead of going wider. Push him back into the traffic.
Huge play here for the Sun. They will go for it here on third down as the fans start to get into it here at West Hills. 9.5 minutes left. Fourth quarter. Sun need a score here. Zylander center as they still have their big package in. Simonides comes on the jet sweep. They pitch it out though to Anderson. He will get to the end zone. Touchdown, Nate Anderson. Great play call there as they kind of had a little trickery there with Rashawn Simonides on the fake jet sweep.
Yeah,
toss it out to Anderson, and he gets in for a Sun score.
That was interesting. And they had the overbalanced line to the right, so obviously you're going to outnumber them a little bit. And with the motion of Simonides going the other way, it freezes everybody on the backside. You get overbalanced line to the right, so obviously you're going to outnumber them a little bit. And with the motion of Simonides going the other way, it freezes everybody on the backside. You can see here everybody starts to.
Anderson knowing where the goal line was, and he didn't look like he was going to be denied on that particular play.
Yeah, it's Ingram down with probably it looks like a cramp.
Player down on the field, one of the big guys, looks like number 98.
Is that 98 or 96?
96.
96, I think they called it as the wrong number here, but in the stadium.
Yeah.
Looking for some bodies here to come out and help him. Hopefully you're right, Paul, and it might be a cramp. He is getting back up to his own feet.
Yeah, the way the trainer was working his foot there, it looked like she was pushing to stretch the calf area.
And these guys are getting banged up here tonight.
Gingerly to the sidelines he goes. Looks to be walking on his own power, though, so that's a good sign. Sun will try the extra point to cut the score to 30-17. Back to a two-score game. Lots of time left here. 9:16 left in the fourth quarter.
Oh yeah, there's plenty.
Sun aren't going to go away. They're too good of a team, and the Rebels, I'm sure, probably are saying the same thing on their sidelines.
Absolutely, and both teams have that pride that we're not throwing the towel in at any point in the game.
Ball is up, ball is through. The extra point is good by Wegner. 9:16 left in the fourth quarter. The Okanagan Sun now trail the Westshore Rebels by a score of 30-17. I still think if with 9:16 left, if the Sun can get a play or a big turnover or something like that, they haven't had one of those yet in their favor, and they got plenty of ball hawks on defense and plenty of playmakers. One mistake here by the Rebels, and this could go right down to the wire if the Sun can capitalize.
Yeah, well, they've taken a lot of penalties too. They've taken 11 or 12 penalties, and again, like you said, the turnovers have favored the Rebels so far, and that's what they got to generate now. So if they can create a turnover, get the ball back quickly here, score, and then now we got an interesting finish.
If I'm the Rebels and I'm getting the ball back here, I would be it would be a steady diet of Trey Campbell and try and eat up as much of this last 9:16 as possible. Wait to see, they are lining up like they're expecting an onside kick, but the Sun are kicking it deep. Ball is kicked down deep to Gandry, down around his own 5-yard line, up to the 10, 15, 20, cuts back across the middle, 25, 30, and looks to be buried right around the 34-yard line. Good return as the Rebels were playing for the onside kick, but the Sun kick it deep with 9:07 now left in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Carter Gordon tracked him down in that one. And again, just get upfield, get as much yardage as you can, because your mindset at that point is thinking, they got onside kick, so you set up to prevent that, and you're not going to have a lot of blockers peeling back to help you out right away.
Rebels, clock is moving here. Rebels will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 34-yard line. Rebels probably in their clock-eating mode on offense here. Borden's in the shotgun. He's got Trey Campbell directly behind him. Jet sweep to Stevenson, just cuts across the middle. Sun stiff it out very well on defense, and Stevenson is going nowhere as the Rebels try a little misdirection with Stevenson coming across the formation.
Yeah, a little game just to try to get the Sun moving their feet. You can see on the replay here, everybody's just sort of going with the flow, but nothing exciting.
Sun sniff it out, 2nd and 10, Rebels on their own 35-yard line. stoppage in play. Looked to be a timeout or maybe a number 27 just going over to the sidelines here. Might be a medical or equipment issue. Oh, we're back underway now. Haven't seen Christian Kraus. I don't think I've seen him back in the game yet, but second 10. Sun looked to be coming with the pressure. Borden bobbles the snap, rolls away under big pressure. Finally just throws it up, throws it out of bounds. Wait for a penalty. No grounding on the play, as I thought there might have been errors. The ball didn't get. No, there is a penalty on the far side of the field. Flag. Not in the direction of where you think grounding would be thrown, but we'll see where it is, as the penalty is right in front of the Rebel bench. For my estimation, that should be a grounding, but we will see what head referee Sandy Baines has to say. Not where you.
No, there's the flag now.
Yeah. Intentional grounding. There you go. Kind of thrown in a strange spot on the Rebel, right in front of the Rebel bench here, but the ball didn't hit the line of scrimmage, and the Rebels will be punted here. That's exactly what the Sun needed. They needed to push the Rebels back. They did. Now they will get the ball back with good field position with just over 8 minutes left. Again, just waiting for that big play, and if Sun can get a return or something big happen here, and they've got the horses to do it, this is going to come. This could come down right to the wire. There's still 8 minutes left.
Oh, there's plenty of time.
And I'd be shocked if the Sun aren't scrimmaging probably around the Rebel 40-yard line or 45-yard line.
Oh, easily.
Hicks kicks it up, short kick but high. Sun receiver does let it bounce. Picks it up at the Rebel 44-yard line. No yards on the play. Not going to matter because he's got way more than the penalty, and he gets down and buried at the Rebel 30-yard line or so, and penalty will be neglected, and the Sun have great field position here, barking at the Rebels' door.
I was interested in it as he on the replay here. As you see, he picks the ball up after it hits the ground, and they got the play set up, obviously running to the left. If he stayed outside, I thought he'd pick up a lot more yards, but he cut up inside number 18.
Yeah, Kelton Curry on the return for the Sun. Great field position here. Have to think Ben McCauley's in 3-down territory here with 7:45 left in the fourth quarter, and his team down by 13 here. Zyla in at quarterback still, barks the signals in the shotgun. Takes the snow offside. That's going to be offside on the play. Rodriguez off the left side, bounce it around, gets probably about 5 or 6, but this one will likely be coming back as the Sun receiver looked to be offside.
Yeah, it looked like it was way offside.
The far side of the field. Couldn't see the number, but Sun receiver on the left slot position looked to be way offside.
Yeah, I think it was number 9.
We'll wait to see if the eyes are correct. Indeed they are. Rebels will take that penalty, and it'll be 1st and 15 for the Sun as they get pushed back 5 yards, and will be 1st and 15 from the Rebel 32. Still tons of time as we're at the halfway point of this fourth quarter. Sun need to get in the end zone though. Zyla in the shotgun. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. Looking to the right, looking short right down the seam. He's got Anderson. Good catch, good pass. Anderson gets probably about 8 on the play, bringing up second and manageable for the Sun.
Yeah, that's not bad. Just curled inside and wide open, make the catch and get what you can.
Yeah. Found the soft spot in the zone and had good. That's what you want to do on 1st and 15. Just cut it in half or give yourself a manageable second and down play. Anderson and Zyla connected to do just that. It's under second down on the Rebel 25-yard line now. Second, we'll call it 5 or 6 or so. Zyla in a shotgun. Simonized to his right. Anderson also to his right. He's looking to his left though. Ball is thrown incomplete. Rebel defender was right there on the play, number 12. Good cover on the play, and the ball falls incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, it was the same type of play they just threw to Anderson, and this one to Schmidt, but he threw it really quickly before Schmidt, I think, had a chance to get his eyes on the football. He just threw his hands.
Big play here, 3rd down. This might be the ball game as we're 6.5 minutes left. Still plenty of time though. But big play here for the Sun as they look to go for it here on 3rd and about 6. Zyla in the shotgun. Throws the ball down the field, looking into the end zone. Ball is tipped away and goes incomplete. Looking for number 9 on the play, but the ball falls incomplete. Number 9, Mastrodomus. But the Sun couldn't connect, and we'll turn it over on downs.
Yeah, it was just a good play by number 2080 Nagoya there on that one. It wasn't really open. It was the pass was short. And
yeah, it was underthrown on the play.
They tried to get the swing, just widen everything out to create some holes, but Another turnover. That's, I think, the third turnover on down for the Sun this evening.
Rebels will take over on their own 25-yard line. Still 6.5 minutes left. Again, probably steady diet of Trey Campbell here. Sun look to be stopping, get it on the field, get in the back, get their offense back on the field.
Well, I think at the end of the day, the Rebels are in control of this game. And they just have to do what they got to do.
Excuse me, Paul. Handoff straight out the middle. Campbell bounces away. Big gain on the play. He looked to be bottled up, but still managed to get away for probably about 17 or 18 on the play. He looked to be stopped in his tracks, but was able to spin and dart his way for a big gain.
That's his trademark. Just keep the feet moving and spinning around and breaking tackles. He's got to be over 100 yards today. I haven't seen any stats, but he's had some good runs this evening.
Rebels 1st and 10 on their own 40-yard line now. Clock moving, 5.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Rebels still lead 30-17. Campbell under center, 2 backs behind him, 2 receivers to either side. Hands the ball off. Campbell straight up the middle, cuts away again. Big hole on the play, down into Sun territory. Finally brought down by a gang of Sun tacklers at their 50-yard line. Trey Campbell darts his way for another big gain and a Rebel first down.
There again, it's just hand the ball off, right up the middle. Breaks tackles.
Breaks tackles. Sun guys leaving their feet.
Yeah, it's gonna. It's tough. He's the guy. He's the main cog in this offense.
Especially as the weather starts to potentially turn here in October.
Absolutely, and the Sun know that. They know that the success the Rebels have is with number 4.
Another handoff to Campbell. This time he spins and darts his way gets away from Thompson. But the Sun bring him down after a short gain, maybe 2 on the play. But again, positive yards. As the clock continues to wind with 4.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
This is where you might see some sort of trick play, a fake to Campbell and Skeet coming around the edge or something.
Rebels offense continues to churn out the yards and haven't really done a whole lot with number 1, Deshaun Greenaway yet, but just so many weapons are able to beat you in so many ways. Borden drops back, looks to his right, throws to his right. Good cover on the play. Did he catch that? That's a heck of a play by, is that Yitna, number 9?
That looked like, yeah.
I mean, Sun were in great spot, great cover, and Borden was able to connect with Yitna and move the sticks yet again. Thought the Sun played that defensively pretty well.
That was a nice catch. That is a tremendous catch.
Yeah, Ty Kidsman right there. You can't defend it much better than that. Rebels still moving the yards now. 4 minutes. Clock moving as they move to the Sun 40-yard line. 1st and 10. 2 backs behind Borden. He's under center. Using that clock, and he knows exactly when to snap the ball. Blitz coming for the Sun, but hands the ball off. Campbell off the right side. Snagged up and dropped by Eli Haynes. Good tackle on the play, and Haynes limits the gain maybe to 2 or 3 on the play.
And again, positive yardage for the Rebels here, and just chipping away, keeping the clock in their favor.
Please, when you leave the stadium tonight, please put your garbage in the garbage cans.
Haven't seen number 75. We'd hard to miss him, Christian Krause. I don't see him on the Rebel offensive line, but they're still moving the ball.
Well, I think they've got a really good O-line. They got Ken Hicks playing guard right now. And it's interesting that they just plug some guys in when the big guys go down. But yeah, they'll have to reevaluate obviously if Christian is out for this next game.
Borden throws the ball deep in the end zone. They're intercepted by the Sun. Beautifully played. 2 Sun defenders there. And Beck Fuller to the safety comes down with a play as we hit the 3-minute warning. That might be a turnover the Sun can capitalize with as they take over, but albeit deep in their own end.
Just a good play, lots of time. He just underthrew it, and Beck makes a great play on that.
Yeah, we hit the 3-minute warning here at West Hills. And again, with Hicks playing guard, like you'll see coaches will tend, as the roster shrink down in the playoffs, these coaches will try and use guys at different spots because you just don't have the luxury of a 55-man roster come playoff time.
Yeah, and that's one of the dilemmas in BC is that a lot of teams will dress 55 because the vicinities of travel, it's easy to travel. And they got to go down to 40, and there's going to be a lot of disappointed players that don't make that 40-man roster.
We hit the 3-minute warning here. Fans start to get excited here at West Hills as the cowbells start to go and the feet start stomping. Under 3 minutes left, Sun buried deep in their own territory in the shadows of their own goal post. Zyla still in at quarterback. Look to be some pressure coming for the Rebels. Kind of back out of it. They do back out, handoff right at the middle, trying to get out of his own end zone, buried after a minimal gain. He's down around his own 2 or 3 yard line. Is number 27 on the play?
Yeah. Abdi.
Number 27, Abdi, was spun around and just couldn't get any positive yards there for the Sun offense.
Yeah, tries to run lateral against these guys. They're mobile.
Sun in the shadow of their own goalpost here. Need a play here. Got to think. I mean, you got to take a stab here and maybe throw it up in the direction of Rashawn Simon. I see if he can make a play and use his size, or perhaps get it in the hands of Nate Anderson. Got to be looking for your playmakers here.
Oh, absolutely. And they got Ingram here coming off slow.
I think he's been shaken up a couple times on the play. Little delay here as Ingram makes his way to the Rebel sidelines.
240.
Just getting set here as Ingram makes his way towards the Rebel bench. Big play here for the Sun. Like I say, I'd be taking a shot here personally. Worst case scenario, you probably are giving up 2 points here, and it's still a 2-score game.
That's true.
They are isoing Anderson on the near side against Gandry one-on-one. We'll see if Zyla's looking in that direction. Oh, he's rolling out to his left, looking down the field. He's got Simonized up the field on the left side. I think he's got the first down. We'll have to see where the spot is as Zyla rolled out to his left in connection with Rashawn Simonized.
Yeah, he did get the first down on the play. I think it's the first time he's caught a pass this evening.
That's what you want to do. And the Sun very smartly rolled to the left and used the goalpost as essentially another blocker, giving Zyla a little bit extra time. They're in the hurry up as you'd expect. 2:20 left, fourth quarter. Zyla in the shotgun. 4 receivers to his right on our near side. Anderson isoed at the top by himself. Drops back, looking for Anderson on the slant. He's got him, Nate Anderson. A heck of a catch there. Probably about 15 yards as he isoed Anderson. He just got inside, ran a slant, and got the first down.
No, Zyla put some heat on that ball.
Anderson,
his hands, great hands to make that catch.
Especially with cold hands here, that probably didn't feel too good. Clock continuing to move. Center in the hurry up. They're starting to get some momentum here. Now we've got a timeout on the play here as Shane Beatty's halfway on the field here, not very happy with this.
He's yelling and screaming.
Timeout by the Rebels, and Coach Shane Beatty, defensive coordinator, is giving his troops an earful. Sun made a couple good plays. They went to where their bread should be buttered here with Mosley and Donaldson out of the lineup. I'd be looking in the direction of Anderson and Simonized probably more than they actually are currently.
Yeah, I think, you don't want to show too much because obviously, these two teams are going to meet again.
Bold prediction, Mr. Short.
Well,
bold prediction.
They've been the class of the league from day one, and not taking anything away from the Rams or the Raiders, but if you're betting, you're going to say these two teams will meet in the Cullen Cup game. So you don't want to give too much away in these last few minutes just to make the score a little bit closer.
Sun looking for a quick score here. 2 minutes left. Zyla looks over the middle. Throws just out of the reach of Anderson. Anderson running from left to right on the drag pattern or under pattern, but he couldn't just connect. Might have been able to make some hay if he was able to haul out with it, but it was just thrown too far ahead of him.
He was wide open. He coming from the left across, and he was wide open on that play.
And running, that's the thing. He had full momentum. I mean, Anderson's shown many times he can break away from the pack if he gets open field.
Well, he's one of the better receivers in the league.
2:02 left, clock is stopped. Zyla in the shotgun, 2nd and 10, Sun on their own 35. Takes the snap, looks to his left. Lots of contact out there. There are flags on the play. Not surprised there as a couple of receivers got spun around. I think this should be pass interference against the Rebels.
Yeah, I think Simonized got knocked down and definitely be a penalty against the Rebels for contact on a receiver.
That one was called pretty quickly by the officials, and we saw it from our spot at the broadcast booth here. It is pass interference against the Rebels. Sun will move the sticks here, excuse me. 1:57 left. If they can get a quick score, they're approaching midfield on their own 51-yard line. Sun can get a score here. Anything can happen, especially in the Canadian game.
Oh, absolutely, especially with the clock always stopped.
Four receivers to Zyla's right. Anderson at the top, running the drag again. He's rolling to his right, throws to his right. He's got his man. Dragged and pushed out of bounds. Short gain on the play by number 88 for the Sun with the reception. That was Spencer Schmidt. Probably short gain on the play, probably about 4 yards, but still positive yards. The Sun get close to midfield.
Again, a positive play. You can see the replay here. Just he didn't get a chance to get upfield with Desron and Kerr, and then make the tackle very quickly.
Did get out of bounds though. That's the good news for the Sun. 2nd and 7, we'll call it, close to midfield. Fans coming to life again here at West Hills. Zyla in the shotgun. Takes the snap. Simonized by himself here at the bottom of the screen. Zyla's throwing deep down the middle. Oh boy, that's not going to go well. Ball is intercepted. Ball is intercepted. He goes down immediately. There are flags on the play.
I think we have roughing the passer.
Is that going to be roughing the passer? Let's have a look here and see. Kid Hicks was definitely coming. Yeah, he kind of couldn't tell really on the replay there. He kind of looked like he went low. It will be roughing the passer against the Rebels. That is a big penalty. Tough to tell. I didn't see it on the original play. Zyla was rolling to his left, and I think maybe because he went low.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, because it looked like he went low onto him, and that obviously forced the football to sail on him in the Warmack's arms.
Quarterback's always going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely. We got to protect them.
Yep.
We got to protect all these guys.
Big play for the Sun as they move into Rebel territory at about the 43-yard line or so. Zyla draw play. Rodriguez, good call on first down. Rodriguez gets to the second level into Rebel territory. Finally dropped down by Robbie Lowe's right around the 25. Still pushing his way all the way down to about the 21, maybe 20-yard line.
Yeah,
good call there on a draw by the Sun, and they get deep into Rebel territory.
Yeah, very good play. And Robbie just used some strength here at the end. And he gets the bulldog down. There's a couple of Rebels come jumping at the end of the play.
Clock is rolling here. 1:27 left on the play. Clock shouldn't be rolling as Sandy Baines might be resetting the clock. He hadn't blown this one in, and probably about 4 or 5 seconds were lost there.
Yeah, it looks like
they're pointing. The Sun are pointing, and they have every reason. Ben McCauley and the entire Sun staff pointing up at the scoreboard. This clock still moved down and still moving, but they'll reset it.
Yeah, it looks like they're having trouble stopping it.
Maybe the timekeeper's got a date or something later tonight. Now they get to stop. It says 58 seconds left, but I think they'll probably reset this. It should be, in my opinion, about 1:20 or so.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was at when they...
1:22 maybe? Sun would take 1:42. That's where it's at right now. I don't think it's that.
And you got Ingram was out in the field again on his knee, so that's the third time he's been down.
Timekeeper just getting everything set here. Will probably be a minute or two, and now it's 1:22. That's pretty much where I thought it should have been. And then obviously it'll be blown in when the Sun line up here. It's a clock when Sandy Baines twirls his arms, so the clock should start moving. Every second valuable here as the Sun look to make this a one-score game. 1:22 left on the clock now. Sun at the 20-yard line. Now the clock is moving as it should. Zyla in the shotgun looking for a quick score. Drops back looking for the end zone for number 85. Good cover on the play. A little bit of bumping by Gandry. Ball falls incomplete on the play. Don't think that was interference. Some may have thought so, but I think it was the right no call by the referees.
No, I thought it was a good coverage by Gandry. He was right in his hip pocket, and he didn't allow him any room at all.
Looking for Faulkner on the play. See both guys kind of going for the ball. Faulkner looked to dive at the end there. No contact. Clock was stopped here. 1:10 left. Sun 2nd and 10. Obvious 3-down situation here for the Sun. Again, I'd be looking in the direction if it was being in the direction of number 1 or number 83. Sun get where they're supposed to be now. Zyla in the shotgun. 4 receivers to the near side to his right. Simonized ISO'd by himself at the top side. but he's looking to the right, looking in the direction. That's pass interference. He got there early.
He bumped him.
He bumped him there early. The Sun looking for the end zone there. Ball kind of hung up, but you could see Rebel defender clearly bumped into the Sun receiver before the ball got there. Fans don't like that. Rebels may not like that, but that is pass interference.
You'll see on the replay, if there is a replay, that Gandy
got there
cut right up on his back. He bumped him before the ball got there. And you see there, he jumps up and knocks him.
No question about that one. That's pass interference. Fans don't like it, but I think if they have the luxury of a replay or our good eyesight, they would probably agree. Well, they may not because it's against the home team. So.
That's true.
Nobody ever likes calls against their own team, do they?
No, because a lot of times you might be you're sipping your beer and you don't see the whole play. And anybody, you always want to yell at the officials.
Or you're blurry because you've had too many beers, perhaps. But the Sun will move the sticks, handoff right up the gut here. Fumble on the play. Zyla looked to have got on it, but he can't. And he fumbles the ball, and the Rebels will take over. That is big-time trouble for the Sun as E.T. came up with the fumble. Not sure if it was a handoff or he just dropped it.
Yeah, it just looked like he got the ball. He didn't get the handle on the ball.
Yeah. If we see that again, that was, the connection between Zyla as he came barging in there with Connor Richard.
Yeah,
I think it happened before that with the center quarterback exchanges. That seemed a little
you can see
fuzzy.
When he took the handoff, it hit him on the forearm and they just bounced straight up.
Thought we might get a good finish here, but the Rebels will take over deep in their own territory. Still a minute left. Sun will probably be burning timeout mode here, but they do trail 30-17 with 1 minute left on the clock. You're the Rebels. You're just saying hold on to the ball, hand off, and don't even try and get more yards. Just go down. Sun are blitzing here. The ball's hand off right up the middle to Ennis Horvath. He fumbled the ball just as we talked about it, but they are ruling him down on the play.
Yeah, I thought that ball came out a little early, but maybe his knee hit before the ball came out.
Charlie Karlicki probably on the side, halfway out on the field, barking at his running back to probably hold on to that ball. Probably the heart skipped a couple times there as that ball came loose, but they did say he was down on the play. Sun probably called a timeout here, I believe.
Yeah, I'm not sure because the officials are talking amongst themselves, so maybe somebody saw something different, but the whistle blew and not much you can do after the whistle's blown.
Yeah, still a huddle here, 55.9 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Referees are huddled up. Not sure if there's a timeout on the field or if they're gonna talk about this or if he was down or not. I didn't see I don't see who came up with the ball for the Rebels, if they did come up with it. But now we've got a timeout by the Sun. Not sure what the discussion was there, because that was a long time, and they are marking it off as about a 5-yard gain for the Rebels.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's a lot of talk by officials, for a play that was knee down, and yeah. Well, anyhow, but it's going to be interesting next week. Playoff games all across the CJFL. Everybody goes into playoff mode. If the Rebels hold on here, they play the Rams, and the Raiders will travel to Okanagan and play the Sun.
Rebels are scrimmage here. Clock is stopped with 55 after the Sun timeout. Borden under center, probably Trey Campbell time. They do run a little counter. Campbell buried as the Sun knew that one was coming. But he did hold on to the ball, and he's buried in his tracks after a loss on the play. Timeout by the Sun as they'll stop the clock with 52.7 seconds. If I'm the Rebels, I'm probably taking a knee here and giving up the 2 points because they're deep in their own territory.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time left.
Don't know if I'd be kicking. Excuse me, Paul. I don't know if I would kick here and risk a big return, or even, the Sun would probably be getting the ball around the 40-yard line, if not closer.
Absolutely, yeah.
If it's me, we'll see what head coach Charlie Karlicki says, but if it's me, I'm taking a knee in the end zone and making it an 11-point game.
History's on the line here.
I would take a knee as it would still be a 2-score game. We'll see what Kent Hicks does and Charlie Karlicki. They're lined up as if they're punting, but
yeah, I think you'll see Kent take the knee here, like you say it.
Still would be a 2-score game, so It doesn't make much sense to kick it. He will concede the point after killing some time. takes a knee in the end zone as the Sun converge on him. The clock should be stopped around 47 seconds left. Cuts the lead to 11 as the White Rebels still leads 30-19. Of course, tiebreakers are not applicable here. It's winner take all. As you mentioned, Paul, the winner gets to host the Langley Rams in the semifinal. The loser will host the VI Raiders. Sun will receive here, and have to assume both the Langley Rams and the VI Raiders are watching this game with attentive eyes.
I would be. You know you're going to be playing them. You get a good chance to watch. You're going to be looking at game film anyway, so.
Why not tune in to BCFC TV and have a look, powered by Rematch. Rebel injured on the play, but he is up and hobbling off under his own power. Looks like Lindo Brow, but he should be fine as he runs it off a little bit. Sandy Bain's going to add about a second or second and a half here, I believe.
I'm not sure how they're going to do that. They have trouble with this clock in this park sometimes.
Rebels will be kicking off here after the safety. Of course, after the safety touch, they will be kicking off from the 35-yard line. So the Sun could get good field position, but obviously they need a quick score as they still trail by 11.
And then you're going to need an onside kick as well.
Clark booms it deep down to Richard, catches it around his own 28-yard line, cuts to his left, back to his right, scampers, and finally brought down at his own 43. 41.6 seconds left on the clock. The Sun will take over with 41.6 seconds left. Obviously, again, needing a big play.
Yeah, they got to get a strike real quick here. If the Rebels do hold on to win this game, this will be their 10th win at home. They're on a 10-game win streak at home, dating back to last year, which is a franchise record. And this is the 55th time these guys have played, and the Sun own this series. I think they've won 42 and lost 7.
Wow!
So now they could lose. This would be number 8 possibly, but
stranger things have happened, and the Sun will look to change that with here 42 seconds left. Zyla empty backfield. Looking deep, throws quick, nobody, incomplete. He was looking for Anderson, had Rebels in his face. Wasn't able to step into that pass. The ball falls harmlessly to the turf in front of Anderson.
Yeah, he had Leonardo Ingram into his grill there, and he just threw the ball backing up. You're not going to get any info on it.
So 2nd and 10, 37.6 seconds left here, 4th quarter. Westshore Rebels lead the Okanagan Sun by a score of 30-19. Zyla in a quarterback still. 3 receivers to his left, 2 are to his right. Anderson and Simonizer to his right. He's looking to his right, looking for Anderson in double coverage. Ball is tipped up and almost incomplete. Robbie Lowe's sniffing around after the ball was tipped up in the air as Zyla tried to thread the needle into Anderson with 2 DBs, in his grasp.
Yeah, he just couldn't squeeze this. I think it was Lowe's that might have ripped it out of his hands. No, it was number 15, Provo.
That's a tight window to try and thread that one into Anderson.
No kidding.
Again, I think the Sun are looking in the right direction in Anderson and Simonizer's way. As the Sun now 3rd down, last gasp here is the 3rd down and 10. Anderson ISO to the bottom of the field here. Looking deep, Zyla throws the ball. Nobody there but Westshore Rebels. The ball falls harmlessly into the turf. Incomplete, and the Rebels again will take it over on downs. That will likely do it here with 25.8 seconds left, and the Westshore Rebels taking control of the ball.
He's got an arm on him. That was a long throw. I would like to see the Rebels kneel down here. Game's over.
Yeah, 25.8 seconds left. Rebels lead 30-19. Once again, thank you for joining us on BCFC TV, powered by Remax. We hope you enjoyed today's game. Rebels likely have a couple kneels as they're in victory formation as the fans now start to exit the park.
Yeah, it looks like they're taking a knee.
First knee is down, and we will get one more. For the Rebels, I mean, they played their game, and in the second half, they pretty much had control of this game, and the Sun just couldn't answer. They didn't have a chance. They didn't make the big plays when they had to, and in fairness to the Rebels, they did.
Yeah, turnovers that hurt. There's a couple penalties that hurt the Sun as well as the Rebels, but yeah, the turnovers played a big part. But I just felt watching this game tonight, the Sun couldn't keep up with the Rebels. I just found the Rebels, they were a little more determined. And again, it's difficult to travel. You got to get your land legs back after sitting on a bus, for 4 or 5 hours.
No question. There's the final knee. Sandy Baines waves the pink towel. The game is over. The final score here at West Hill Stadium: the Westshore Rebels 30, the Okanagan Sun 19. With the victory, as we mentioned, the Sun will host next week. They will be the number 2 seed and host the VI Raiders. Likely a Sunday afternoon start, probably 1 p.m. at the Apple Bowl. The Westshore Rebels did what they had to do. They came in, they won at home. Sun didn't overcome the travel, and the Rebels took care of business on home turf. They will finish number 1 in the BCFC standings and host the Langley Rams. That game, from all indication, and we can confirm this on our website and social media channels, that game, it looks to be Saturday night at 7 o'clock right here at West Hill Stadium. Westshore Rebels will have home field advantage throughout the playoffs, and the road to the BC final, or the road to the Cullen Cup, someone will have to come in here and beat the Rebels.
Yeah, it's a tough task. Nobody's done it for the last 10 games here, but you got to congratulate the Rebels. Their second first place finish in the league, and you get both teams slug it out. You know the Okanagan Sun are going to come to play. Playoff start, second season.
Absolutely. And you have to think, yes, these teams split the season series. This game was by 11 points. The game earlier at the Apple Bowl was a 4-point Okanagan Sun victory. So, these two teams are pretty evenly matched. And will the home field advantage come into play if these two teams tend to meet again in the BC final? We will see. But the Westshore Rebels, you have to tip your hat. For the Sun, they probably are sitting looking at this game saying, if they're being optimistic, they're probably saying, we're probably going to see these guys again. Absolutely. That's probably the message that the Sun are probably taking, not to look past the VI Raiders, because they are a nasty piece of business in the first round of the playoffs. But for the Sun, they're probably going to load the bus, or if they stay overnight tonight, and they're probably saying, we might get our crack at these guys again.
Yeah, and then, they're going to look at the film, we're going to say, we could have, we should have, different things. You always look at that stuff at the end. But again, congratulations to both teams. And the BCFC, you want to be playing your best football in the playoff time, because the road to the Canadian Bowl goes through the prairies this year. You got to be playing very good football to win this league, and then to go there to win that game. So.
And for the Rebels, I think if they're smart, they look at this game and they feel good about it tonight, but realize they've still got some work to do. They're not, the Langley Rams are no pushover, and they have some nasty piece of businesses on offense that can score some points, and they got to take care of they got to host and win a semi-final game. And if they're smart, they just feel good about this victory, but know that there's probably what they hope a much longer playoff run, and they might be running into the same team again in Orange in a couple of weeks' time.
Absolutely, and the toughest task they have, in my opinion, now is choosing the 40 guys for playoff rosters.
They look for obviously the depth, and for the Rebels, and as they celebrate here and leave the field, they will finish up 9-1, and they've wanted this game since week 1, and they got it. They got it at home field. They took care of business. And, Paul, the Rebels, Charlie Cardalicchia, the head coach, said we're going to win and go 8-1, and we're going to win and go 9-1. And some may not like those comments and that types of statements, but yeah, I guess if it all falls to fruition, you look pretty smart, you look pretty confident in your team. If it didn't come to material, you might not look so smart, and you might be outspoken, and people might say bad things about you. So
that's true. Yeah.
For Charlie, it was a bold statement when he said that in the press, and in fairness, him and his team delivered, and they are 9-1. As you said a couple weeks ago they would be, and now they get to stay home.
Yeah, and he has that confidence. He's so close to these guys. He knows what they can do, and they do have a very good football team. Very good football.
Yeah, the offensive weapons, you see it all the time. They have their best receiver, in my opinion, Deshaun Greenaway, didn't really materialize or factor into this, but he's going to be there in the playoffs. He's just too good. But you see the depth of the Rebels, and it starts with Campbell in the backfield and the massive offensive line. Borden, obviously a threat with his feet, with his hand, and he seems to be getting on target, and his rhythm seems good. And then you throw in the likes of Stevenson and Yitna and Lindo Brow, and I mean, it's a pretty tall task for a defense to hold these guys in check, because you don't know really where to start and where to finish.
And the number one thing, you got to stop those two guys on the backfield, number 4 and 5, Campbell and Gordon.
And in fairness, the Rebels, I don't know if you have the final penalty totals, but the Rebels didn't seem their usual penalty-laced selves in this game. They took a couple penalties, and some on emotions and some the odd late hit, but they seemed to be, in fairness, less than what their traditional habits have been this season.
Well, I got them down unofficially for 15 penalties,
okay,
so they were pretty good.
So they'll probably be happy with that.
Yeah.
But again, thank you for joining us. We will wrap up the broadcast. On behalf of Paul Short, I'm Tyler McLaren. Thank you for joining us. We will have our times for our playoff games posted on our website and social media channels. We thank you very much for joining us tonight. On behalf of Paul Short and myself, Tyler McLaren, we wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, enjoy your turkey and your family, and thank you for tuning in to BCFC TV, powered by Remax. Thank you, and thank you for joining us, and have a good night and drive safe.
TELUS presents mind-blowing pure fiber facts. Today's topic, crystal clear video chats. Ah, I see you're catching up with your brother, Jerry. Ooh, yikes. Look at the quality of that video chat. Did you know the upload and download speeds of pure fiber make chats so clear it would be like your brothers in the same room? TELUS Pure Fiber. Video chats reimagined.